All that matters is decorum, to be real. Let me make a quick little TikTok for YouTube Shorts. All right, let me make a long stream, take cover before MAGA. Yeah, yeah, the long one. That's what we call it. Okay, I'm gonna make a quick little TikTok for the Trump voters. Okay. Trump voters are super scared to talk to me. I don't know why. They get destroyed. No, that's not cool enough. I'm doing a little TikTok. Trump voters are scared to call into my show because they get embarrassed every single time. Can a single Trump voter, I'm talking about you, can you please call into my show? If you're seeing this, I'm live. If you're seeing this video right now, I'm live. And I know you're scared to call into the show, but don't be afraid. I have a phone number. You can join Discord, whatever you want to do. Come talk to a liberal. Show me why diversity, equity, and inclusion is bad. Show me why Donald Trump is a good leader. Explain this to me, please. Please come explain it to me, because everyone that calls in keeps getting dominated. And I'm really, sad. It feels like I'm doing something bad to people because it feels like abuse with how unprepared you usually are when you call in. So if you're a Trump voter, make sure you call in to the Jolah Talks Politics show right now. I'm live right now. Go to my channel. All right, that'll definitely work. All right. That always works, dude. That always works, bro. That always works. That's how you get people to find the channel. And then you got to go to Google Voice, get that ready. Oh no, I wonder if I have any voicemails. I don't get any fun voicemails anymore, bro. All the fun voicemails have left the building. Did someone call her already? Is that a Trump voter that's calling in right now? Usually no one calls this quick. I'm kind of scared. Yeah, I'm early because Van Dread keeps making fun of me, so I'm early for once. I do want to edit this video on TikTok really quick. I just recorded like a really quick little. Trump voters are scared to call my show because they get embarrassed every. All right, perfect. Trump voters are. Let me just adjust that. Trump voters are. Trump voters. Wait. Okay. Scared to get embarrassed every single time. Can a single Trump voter, I'm talking about you, can you please call into my show? If you're seeing this, I'm live. If you're seeing this video right now, I'm live. And I know you're scared to call into the show, but don't be afraid. I have a phone number. You can join Discord, whatever you want to do. Come talk to a liberal. Show me why diversity. Go to my channel. All right, perfect. We got it. We got it good. Who's this guy? Okay. Well, if there's someone that wants to call in, you can call in. Don't be afraid. How's it going? Like ants to a picnic. Sure. That's what we can say. What's a good poll for today? Let's see. Is Trump healthy and no, is let me see. Who does Trump like more? I'll do Russia or Ukraine for today. Russia or Ukraine. All right, that'll be a good little poll to start off with. Cool. Trump voters hate America but love them. Some Donald. Well, yeah, that's part of it for sure. They don't hate America. They're being lied to. All right, they're being lied to. It's not their fault. Hillary's emails, but Hillary's emails, bro. Hillary's freaking emails, bro. Hillary's emails. It is a pretty bad thing, though. It is a pretty bad thing that happened. It's whatever, though. If we're gonna have little text chats, all I recommend for the Pete Hegseth clan, Mike Walz, and our national security advisors, okay? If you're gonna use social media to talk about national security, simply use Snapchat, okay? Snapchat is super secure. The messages delete right away, gone. There's 0 way to recover a Snapchat snap, okay? Use Snapchat. That is where we should put all of our private national security information. Obviously, you would think someone in the White House would know. Snapchat would fix this issue completely. Snapchat would make this a non-issue because, like I said, you send your crazy, your plans, and then guess what? Snapchat gets rid of it for you. Snapchat is the most secure platform. Yeah, dude. How do they not know this? How do they not know this? Someone needs to ask all these big questions. It's crazy. You would think they would know this because, they're the president and stuff. But do they really know it? I don't know. Cliff Cash Comedy.
Okay, everybody, I need your help. This is really important. I need bodies at the Heritage Foundation tomorrow. That is 214 Massachusetts Avenue. We're going to meet there at 12 noon. We had a massive crowd today. We protested at Fox News, NBC.
Is this that comedian guy? Yeah, he's like the Southern comedian guy. He's been popping off a little bit. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. John Ossoff is a decent candidate, honestly. If John Ossoff, if he decided to run, he'd be pretty decent.
Atlanta!
Yeah, for real.
Atlanta, give it up again for our Senator, Reverend Raphael Warnock.
We love Warnock. We love Warnock. Where's Pete Hegseth's comments today? Pete Hegseth. Well, is this him? This is him. Okay.
Shifting priorities to make sure we're deterring threats to the future. President Trump's been focused on that. Reestablishing the warrior ethos, rebuilding our military, and ultimately reestablishing deterrence is critically important. And so we're out here to talk to our commanders and, more importantly, meet with the troops all across the Indo-Pacific, and then our allies and partners, too, who are going to be a critical part of ensuring the future in this region is free. And so we're glad to be here. It's a beautiful day. Had a full work day on the plane. Now we've got a full work day here as well, and looking forward to it. One question.
Can you share how your information about war plans against the Houthis in Yemen was shared with a journalist in The Atlantic? And were those details classified?
Bro, the laughing they do when they're about to lie about shit. I hate when they lie about stuff and they laugh beforehand. Like they have a secret plan. Like, haha, how dare you criticize me? He's definitely going to say it's fake, though. He's going to say it's fake because they say everything's fake. Drop a like on the stream. But yeah, they don't admit to anything. It's just what they do. It's just what they do.
You're talking about a deceitful and highly discredited...
Exactly, bro. Attack the journalist. It can be literally anything. They can see you walking your dog, and your dog can take a big poop on the floor. And they can have you on camera with your dog pooping on the concrete, and you walk away without cleaning it up. And whoever tells them about it, look at this Karen, by the way. Sorry, women, but look at this, like, absolute baby. So sassy. But, like, you have a video of someone leaving their dog poop on the floor, not cleaning it up, and they see the video, they're like, wow, this dishonest media is coming for me. Like, you cannot accuse them of anything, bro. They are so manipulative.
So-called journalist who's...
So-called journalist.
...a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again to...
And by the way, the White House already said this happened, and it's real. They already verified it, and this is hours later, and Hegseth is like, well, I mean, it's not even, like, real. The journalist, you can't even trust him, bro.
Include the... I don't know.
They lie. They lie about anything. They lie about anything and everything.
The hoaxes of Russia, 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 or the fine people...
He's bringing up the Russia, Russia, Russia thing. They have to say Russia 3 times, by the way, because that's how they train their people to repeat it, like they're parrots. Russia, Russia, Russia. It's Russia, Russia, Russia. It's like, yeah, I mean, Russia... We know for a fact they influence our elections. We influence other elections in other countries too. That's what countries do. Acting like Russia does not interfere at all is just stupid, and you're lying to people because, I mean, Pete knows that. But yeah, why is he bringing up Russia, Russia, Russia when we have a confirmed national security breach? Okay, confirmed breach by him in a friggin' private, I was going to say Discord. It may as well be Discord, but a private Signal channel or whatever conversation. He's bringing up Russia, Russia, Russia because they have to go back to the same conspiracy theories they trained their followers to react to. It's so sad, bro. They want their followers to not think independently at all.
People on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
Honestly, though, is this the same guy that reported the Is this the same guy that reported the suckers and losers quote from Trump? Because if he is the same journalist that reported that suckers and losers, then I believe it, right? If this is the same journalist, then this is a completely verified story, and they're going to say this is fake. That gives me all the reason in the world to believe that the suckers and losers story about Trump calling our, dead soldiers like suckers and losers or whatever, it gives me all reason to believe it now, right? You believe that story now because he's essentially confirming it here because this story was also confirmed.
I would love to comment on the Houthi campaign. because of the skill and courage of our troops. I've monitored it very closely from the beginning. And you see, we've been managing 4 years of deferred maintenance under the Trump administration. Our troops, our sailors were getting shot at as targets. Our ships couldn't sail through. And when they did shoot back, it was purely defensively or at shacks in Yemen. President Trump said, no more. We will reestablish deterrence. We will open freedom of navigation, and we will ultimately decimate the Houthis, which is exactly what we're doing as we speak from the beginning, overwhelmingly.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types
Is he gonna deny it again? Is he gonna deny it again?
of weapons used? And
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
We can have so much proof. It really is if Americans are gonna deny basic reality to follow them. It really is. Nobody was doing this. Yeah. Wave the magical, what's it called? How they hypnotize you? What do they put in front of your face? I forget what it's called. I forget what they, is it just like a watch or something? I don't even know. No one was messaging on Signal. Ignore what you see. Ignore what you hear. Their final and most essential command was ignore the evidence of your own eyes, or whatever the hell whatever the hell Orwell said, bro.
Secretary Hegseth there saying that nobody was texting war plans. Given you were privy to this group chat, is that how you saw it?
No, that's a lie. He was texting war plans. He was texting attack plans. When targets were going to be targeted, how they were going to be targeted, who was at the targets, when the next sequence of attacks were happening. I didn't publish this, and I continue not to publish it because it felt like it was too confidential, too technical, and I worry, honestly, that sharing that kind of information in public could endanger American military personnel. But no, they were plans for the attack. And they were texted before the attack.
And there were things texted that you viewed as so sensitive, you did not even publish them in your report today.
I made the decision that the technical aspects of this, including what kinds of weapons packages, the attack sequencing, and so on, that's not necessarily in the public interest. What's in the public interest is that they were running a war plan on a messaging app and didn't even know who was invited into the conversation. I mean, it's an obvious, ridiculous security breach, and he if you notice, he didn't actually answer the question.
But his attempt at denial also stood out to me because no one that I talked to at the White House today argued this or tried to say these were, misconstrued or altered or this is not real. I mean, the National Security Council.
I feel like they also find a crack in every system, though. They find a crack in the systems where, if you're a fascist, for example, you're an authoritarian, you're going to find a way to get everyone away out of there who's going to bring up anything that's a security blunder, or if you're a risk to the power that you have. And you want yes men, but you don't want yes men. You never want a yes man who's that catastrophic to your regime. And that's their main goal with the Trump administration, is maintaining power. So, but they've been proven over and over again that, they can essentially lie about anything and be fine. As long as they propagandize enough over it, no one will care. So.
Call from
Good Citizen.
Howdy.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, why would you say Trump hates America? Educate me. I'm a Trump 100%.
Right now, they're pushing to end due process in America, which is really bad.
What do you mean by that? When you say due process, what's your definition? What are you talking about?
So when they accuse people of being terrorists and send them to El Salvador to work in forced labor camps, and they don't do any due process, if you don't do due process for them, then you may as well throw out the rest of the Constitution if you don't do due process for them.
Well, I don't think you should throw out the Constitution, but here's the thing about it. These people are breaking the law is the reason they're down there in the first place. They're not these average people. They're burning buildings. They're shooting people. They're killing people. These are hard criminals. Do you know of any people that's innocent that's been exported out of the United States?
So one example is there's multiple individuals that were from Venezuela, but they came in legally through a legal port of entry. One example is a barber that got sent there. One is a professional soccer player. They thought his Real Madrid tattoo was a gang tattoo, and they sent him to the forced labor camp. So there are innocent people that were like essentially sent to be in slavery in El Salvador with no due process. And that's why you need due process, because if you like, my big thing is, if the president can just say, you know, that person right there looks like a terrorist, we don't need to get any of their documentation, we don't need any like ID, we don't need a reason for arrest, we can put them in a van, and because I think they're a terrorist, we can ship them to El Salvador with zero due process, and that's it. If you can do that, then your power to, you know, violate constitutional rights and everyone's rights is endless. And there's a quote from, I think, Benjamin Franklin, where he would rather allow, and this never happens, but he would rather allow 100 criminals to be free than to jail one innocent man, or to put one innocent man to death. If it means, like, you know, maintaining due process, that's all that matters, because without due process, nothing else matters in the Constitution.
Okay, but let me ask you this, and I mean, you sound respectful. I don't know you from Adam's house, Cat. How do you say that he hates America? How's he hate America?
I mean, even the attacks on the federal judges right now, that's a clear check and balance on the Constitution, and I just think he shows disdain for every check and balance to power in America. And I think that's the most American thing. Like, due process and checks and balances, to me, is the foundation of America.
Well, what about their attacks on him? They've tried to shoot. The Democrat Party is crazy right now. They're burning Tesla buildings. They're confronting people in the streets. That's on their side.
So, I mean, you can talk shit, but when it comes to, like, I mean, like, when I say talk shit, I mean they can talk shit to people, like protesters. But when we talk about, like, Teslas or, like, assassination attempts, for one, the assassination attempt from Pennsylvania, and I'm very close to that area, they were, like, they had no ideology. They were sporadic. They were a crazy internet kid. We can go back and look at their history. They even leaned right in some ways. They just wanted to cause some type of mayhem. They looked at Biden rallies as well. They were going to go to whatever presidential candidate was nearby. They wanted to make a story out of themselves. And that's the facts we know about that. But putting that one person's actions, or putting the Tesla dealership actions, and that's one person out of millions and millions of people, one person, that's way different from the president of the United States openly defying the Constitution.
Well, are we not a country of law and order? And a lot of these people are beating on their chest. They're trying to hurt people, and they are. And what's Trump done? You're still not proving your point that he hates America. Now, prove me wrong on this. How does he hate America? Because I don't think he does.
Because if you're going to say some people did bad things, therefore we need to remove due process, then you're removing all freedom. At that point, the government can just accuse you of a crime and put you in jail, or execute you without any due process, and that's not good. We have to find who's innocent and who's not innocent. We have to, like, decide who's actually guilty of crimes before we put them in jail. Like, that's the point of the government not having too much power to just jail whoever they want to with federal agents. We don't want that in America.
Well, see, I don't. First of all, Pennsylvania, you're talking. It was Trump. Trump won that state, and I don't think this stuff's going on like you're seeing it. Not to say that people's not being injured that shouldn't be injured. I'm not saying that, but you're saying that Trump hates America. That's a bold statement. That's a big statement that really is going to be hard to back up. And you're making some of these little claims and things, but you're not really telling me why Trump hates America.
The president trying to remove due process is a huge thing. If there's no due process, there is no First Amendment. There is no Second Amendment. If there's no due process, there is no other amendment. That's the foundation of this country. And I think even our founding fathers knew that. It came from even England. When we left England, they about habeas corpus and all these different, like, legal foundations that made it so that we can have freedom and have freedom be possible. I don't want to give up my rights because there's some bad people. I still want to make sure we take care of bad people, obviously, and violent people, but I want to make sure we don't send innocent people to prison if we have the ability not to.
If Trump hated America, could he not sign an executive order to do exactly what you're saying he's doing that he's not doing, in my opinion? Could he not?
He has. He did do that. That's why they got deported to El Salvador labor camp. But he ignored the federal judge when the federal judge told him not to do that because there was no due process.
Judge, he's left wing big time. See, he's not.
That was a George Bush appointed judge, by the way.
He's judging out of hatred toward Trump.
No, it was a George Bush appointed judge. It's a very conservative judge.
He's not conservative. What proof have you got that the judge is conservative?
He was appointed by George Bush, and he got reconfirmed. He got elevated under Obama bipartisan consensus. He just reads the law, and it's very basic reading of the law that he's going under. Like, due process is a big thing for a reason, and we sent innocent people who came in the right way. Trump supporters always say come in the right way, but when people do come in the right way, we're just going to send you to a camp because you look like a gang member. I think there needs to be a higher standard than just you look like a gang member.
Well, I think we need to remove all these gang members, and then we've done away with a big problem.
Well, no one disagrees, but we don't need to send innocent people into slavery to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you can prove that these people are innocent, where do I go to find this information on these innocent people that's in prison? That's just like, it was Ben Shapiro made a statement to the black people. You know, these black men are not just getting yanked off the street and thrown into prison because they're innocent. They're guilty. They're crazy people, a lot of them. They believe in racism themselves. They're racist, a lot of them. Not all of them. That's why they're in prison, is because of their hatred. That's the reason these people are in prison right now, is because of their hatred toward other people here in the United States. They're here illegally.
So, yeah, the issue is there are people that we know came in legally. So you can look up, if you look up, I mean, you're gonna think every source is a liberal source, but I mean, there's a BBC source, CBS, NPR, CBS, The Guardian, Time Magazine. All I would say is look up Venezuelan men deported, and look up, you know, are any of them legal or not. I'm not gonna go through on my call-in show and let you give you every single resource right now. I can find a name for you if you want, like one name. Let me see if I can find the one guy's name. Professional. Let's see. I'm gonna Google professional soccer player, El Salvador, and then I could look up, like, I don't know, tattoo, Real Madrid, and see what comes up. And when I look that up, I got a USA Today link first, and I have it on the screen. There's a few different links. ABC. I guess I'll just do like let's see. I'll do Newsweek right now. I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with Newsweek. Go down on this link, and it says one of the Venezuelan migrants deported to El Salvador last week was mistakenly identified as a gang member because of his tattoos, including one resembling a Real Madrid soccer club tattoo or logo. And they gave, I saw the document about this. Yeah, and there's pictures of him, his tattoo. He was, I mean, you know, I think there's at least a dozen people that we know about. Some women were sent. We sent some women mistakenly. So if we sent women, and you could Google that too at some point, but like, yeah, this process is really bad. And no, my biggest point is, if they can do this under these legal premise, then they could do this to any American at all. If they can violate constitutional rights and due process in this way, then they could violate due process for anyone. If you just say, like, these are dangerous people, we got to get them out of here, that's still not going to be justification to violate the Constitution.
Oh, if they're dangerous people, they have no constitutional rights in the first place.
Yeah, they do. Everyone has constitutional rights, because how would you even know who's the dangerous person who actually did the crime?
The United States citizens does.
No, so the Fifth Amendment is for all persons. That includes non-citizens. First Amendment includes that. 14th Amendment 14th Amendment clarifies that every person, because, like, imagine a tourist comes from a different country, and that tourist is accused of a crime. We can't just throw a tourist from Paris in prison and ship them off to slave labor or whatever.
Well, let me ask you something. What is it that you hate about Trump? Because let me explain this to you. See, I see the Democrats as hating America, and let me tell you why. At least let me tell you. They hate our gun rights. They hate our freedom of speech. They hate unborn babies enough to kill them inside the mother's womb. They hate America so much that they're willing to give it to another country with open borders. And there's so much more to that. That's hatred for the United States. That's not standing with the average person out here working. That's why the Democrats got stomped in the election like they did. I mean, people's had enough of this. Why would you hate America?
It's really hard, because if you believe, like, for example, they ran on open borders, you could criticize their policies, but no Democrat ran on open borders ever. I can't even think of a Democrat that ran on open borders. I think Reagan was more in favor of open borders than the Democrats are today. Reagan and H.W. Bush were more in favor of actual open borders. Like, Obama deported more people than Trump did his first term, and so did Biden, I'm pretty sure, but they just had, like, larger border crossings because they had more people trying to come. But still, you know, no Democrat is in favor of keeping violent criminals here or open borders. I don't think we've ever had an open border policy in modern America. Also, for, like, abortion, I can't change your mind on abortion. If you think it's murder in the womb, that's your belief. I can't really change that. And gun rights, I'm against assault weapons bans. I wish they stopped running on that, but I'm for very basic background checks. I'm for very basic community run firearm safety classes to be available. So if people want to have better safety, they can.
That's not constitutional. What you're telling me you believe in about the gun rights, first of all, it's not constitutional. It's not to be infringed upon.
Well, that's an argument you can make, and you could also have people who make the argument of a well-regulated militia allows for some type of regulation. I would not probably, like, for example, if someone beats his wife and then kills his kid, should that person have a gun?
Now, wait a minute. So should he, if he beats his wife and kills his kid, he's up for murder. He lost his constitutional rights at that point right there. He needs to be put in prison and possibly the death chair.
So you don't lose your constitutional rights regardless, but can you infringe on their Second Amendment if they do something bad, or if they threaten to kill their kid or their wife?
A felony, yes. A violent felony, yes. They need to be executed.
Okay, so there are some ways. Okay, but I'm just saying in general. Are there any times you could think of where someone could be denied their Second Amendment right based on the grounds of them threatening people?
Threatening? Well, it depends on what. When you say threatening, what are you talking about?
You post on Facebook that you're going to come with a gun and shoot your neighbor, and you're telling them you're really excited to do it, and you show them a picture of the gun. And
if I say something like that, you better take heed to it. You better say, yes, that person's going to do what they say they're going to do. They need to lose their rights right off the bat. Yes, because they're telling you they're going to kill somebody. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, First Amendment, I mean, there's some laws against, like, inciting violence or inciting race war, if you do it very aggressively, or if you, like, convince people, like, someone's an evil witch, you have to kill them, then that could be against First Amendment. There's ways that you can say for different amendments that they are limited in some way. So, like, saying, like, they're all just, like, basic background checks. The Supreme Court can say those are constitutional or not constitutional. What I'm saying is, like, I'm against an assault weapons ban, but when it comes to guns, I don't think that's if you love or hate America. And I would argue, again, if Donald Trump is going to have a full frontal assault on the due process, then nothing else matters in the Constitution, because they could take away your rights without due process, without any day in court, if they get rid of due process for anyone.
Okay, with respect to you, and I hear what you're saying, and I have, but I don't believe Donald Trump's doing that. He's not destroying your due process. That's not happening.
If he is deporting to El Salvador, the Venezuelans to El Salvador with no due process, then he can hypothetically just say this U.S. citizen's a national security threat, and therefore it justifies me calling for them to be imprisoned and send anyone to prison without a day in court. Like, from the same legal framework.
You really believe Donald Trump's sending innocent people to prison?
I'm saying that with the El Salvador situation, he 100% did. That's verified already.
I've got no proof of it, and I don't believe that. I really don't. I think that's. I think it's. I'm not trying to insult you, but I think it's something that you're actually making up.
I go through this story on my stream every day. We go through these stories. We go through the court documents. We do the actual research here, and I 100% can verify those are true. If you don't believe it's true, that's fine. You can watch Fox News, and they can give you whatever, like, pampered, emotional, like, whatever type of slop you want to eat today. But I do have the facts here. I do know the court cases.
Well, I'm going to look it up. And I don't watch Fox News. I think that's garbage, too. Now, I think there's some good people on Fox News, don't get me wrong. But I think in general, it's controlled. It's controlled media. And you're talking about NPR. You're trying to convince me to listen to NPR. Well, that's a left-wing organization altogether. Their words, they lie more so. It's like Mother Jones and stuff.
You need to have a reason to know they lie, though. You have to look at what the actual information is, because they have different writers for all these different platforms.
A lie's a lie. A lie's a lie.
But you need to look at the actual article and look at the information and verify it, because anyone could be lying anywhere. But you have to look at, like, okay, where's the information from? Why did they report this? Which writer is it? Because they have a bunch of different writers, too. It's not just one person. So you have to just be careful to write off everything.
Basically, an organization or one person is controlled. So why don't this one person stop letting all these lies come forth, just like CNN's ratings is
well,
tanking.
Sometimes you can disagree with something and call it a lie. So, like, you could bring up something you think is a lie, but it might be true. Because right now you don't believe me. You think I'm lying about the innocent people sent to the El Salvador prisons.
Well, let me ask you something. What makes CNN reputable? Nothing.
None of them are. I don't think any of these media organizations are really serving people. I think CNN lies a lot less than Fox. But I don't like any of the media organizations, really.
We can agree on that.
I know I like some journalism. I like print journalism. I like people that do actual journalism, but usually it's commentators. If you look at commentators or opinion pieces, it's probably going to be some garbage.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I'm personally you can say whatever you want to say. I really enjoy Alex Jones. Now I don't listen to him every day. There's some things I can't listen to him on, but I had a buddy of mine tell me he Googled it and it come up fake news. I said, well, here's the problem. I said, you go on Alex Jones and you pull me a story off. There's thousands upon thousands over the years that he's got. What's fake about it? Which story is fake that I can go read and see? He had no answer. There's no, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of these organizations, it's just like the New York Times, that's fake news. It's controlled basically by a gang of women. And for a man to vote for Kamala Harris that can't even answer a question, I mean, come on. And I'm not knocking nobody of this or that, but a man that
I'm very happy I voted for Kamala Harris, but I also I'm a policy guy, so I know a lot of policy stuff between them. So I have policy reasons for voting Harris over Trump, even if I didn't like her. So.
Well, why would you vote for Kamala Harris? Don't that make you a weak man? And maybe you are a weak man and enjoy that lifestyle.
If you think voting for Kamala Harris makes you a weak man, you're probably an insecure weak man. If you really think that's going to determine your masculinity.
How does it make you a strong man to vote for Kamala Harris?
I don't base if I'm a man or not based on who I vote for. Honestly, if you do that, then you're doing identity politics. You don't even know it.
Well, I'm just saying, how would it make you a strong man to vote for Kamala Harris on any level?
Because you're able to vote for someone who you might not like or like the appearance of or who sounds like a woman and who sounds annoying and who cackles when she laughs. And just because you could look at the policies objectively, even if you don't like the way that she, you might not like her personally, but you could say, oh, like she wants to expand Social Security and Medicare. I like that. And Trump wants to cut Medicaid. And I don't like that.
Okay. Well, we're going to disagree. We're not enemies. We're both citizens of the United States.
Yes.
And all this burning of Tesla and all this other crazy stuff needs to stop. The Democrats.
Yeah, but that's one person, right? That's like one or two people. The entire movement is just like boycotting. It's not like you could have one person do anything crazy. I would say like January 6th is an example of a coordinated effort with hundreds of people, thousands of people, led by the president going to do something dangerous and damaging.
What about some of these senators like, and I can't remember her name, Elizabeth Warren, calling for violence?
She didn't call for violence. What did she say to call for violence?
She did. It's on the internet. You look it up.
What did she say?
I can't remember the exact speech that she gave, but it's on Alex Jones. It's on our for yesterday's show. And there's a woman from Texas, a black lady, doing the same thing.
Do you think it's calling for violence to say, like, we need to fight hard to make sure we push this movement to make sure they can't steal the government or whatever?
Trump said to fight, and nobody's stealing the government, just like he was president before he stepped aside. They're always accusing Trump of being.
But what did the black woman from Texas say that was violent?
Oh God, I can't remember her name right off the bat.
Jasmine Crockett.
Crockett, that's it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. It's on Alex Jones. You can go look these stories up. In their speaking,
I'm not going to watch Alex Jones. I mean, if you think Alex Jones, if you think Fox News is crazy, but Alex Jones is not, then I don't know what I can say to you, to be honest.
Okay. Well, what's crazy about it, and what lie is he telling?
You don't even know what the quote was. He's just convincing you to feel a certain way. I mean, if you think your manlyhood is...
It's so many, I can't remember everything all the time. I run two businesses. My mind's seated on a lot of that. A lot of times I speak to probably 200 or 300 different people a day. I can't even remember half of their names.
What do you think? Okay, I want to ask you a question about the other thing. What do you think it says for you as a man to vote for Kamala or Trump?
It would be a disgrace where I come from. I'm a hillbilly. It'd be a disgrace for me to vote for somebody like Kamala Harris. Now, let me tell you this. I can take a polygraph test that I'm not prejudiced. I've got friends who are black. I've got friends of all kinds. And I shouldn't even have to say this, but you got to say it because all the left-wing Democrats hate white men, straight white men.
I don't know. Okay, you saying that makes me think. I was not even thinking about race, but thank you for introducing race into the conversation.
It's brought up a lot of
I think you might just be insecure about race, so you brought it up because I was not thinking race. I was thinking about I was thinking more like sexism more than anything. But
what do you mean by sexism?
That you would not vote for a woman.
I wouldn't vote for her, and I really wouldn't vote for a woman because I don't think. Well, let me say this, and I could have to go look this up too. There's a lot of women today saying that women shouldn't even have the right to vote, and they're agreeing on it because they have destroyed themselves. Now, it's a whole nother story, a whole nother place. I wouldn't vote for a woman. I want a leadership who's strong. It's like if you want me to follow a woman and I'm a man, why would I want to do that? I want somebody, a strong, smart thinking leader like Donald Trump. I don't want a goofy woman she can't even answer a question. She's always a cackling and a laughing, and it's like a crazy person. Women are the weaker sex. Let me tell you what, we don't have no Navy SEALs that's women because they are the weaker sex. They have been given the opportunity. I love women, got nothing to say about them, but the left wing with their abortion and stuff, that's disgusting. You're killing humans. You're killing life. They'll stand up for dogs and animals, but they'll go out and spread their legs and let a doctor go up in and suck the brains out of a baby. What is good about that? The body's hanging outside of her vagina. The head's still up in it. They jab a hole in the back of its head and destroy it. What is good about that? Nothing. That is disgusting on any level you want to talk about.
Well, when it comes to late-term elective abortions, I think most people agree there should be some restrictions, but I think there should be zero restrictions on medical abortions at any time.
Well, most of America agrees with me, though.
Not really. When it comes to medical exemptions, most of America agrees there should be medical exemptions and also rape and incest.
Okay, so I asked a fellow this, and I have to think about his name. He was on Fox News for years. He died. He was Alan something or another. So you're telling me that if a woman gets raped and you go in and kill that baby, does that make rape better?
The idea that like let's see, like a 10-week-old fetus is a person or a baby is a disagreement people have.
Well, it is a life because it's a moving. It's they know this for a fact. Scientists do, and you do too. The human orgasm is a generation of life. It generates life, and when it hits that egg inside the woman, it becomes a human. That's when the magic happens, and it is a human at that point. Now you sound like you don't even believe in the Bible, and that's your prerogative. You've got that right.
The Bible. When does the Bible mention abortion?
It talks about innocent blood. You're not supposed to destroy innocent blood.
When does the Bible mention abortion?
Destroying innocent blood is abortion.
Did Jesus say anything about gay people? Did Jesus say anything about gay people in the Bible?
Well, let me tell you this. Now, you ask a question. Please let me answer it. You can go on YouTube, just making it easy. And there's other places. A guy by the name of Ron Wyatt found Sodom and Gomorrah. It's 5 cities. They can't find it no other place on planet Earth. They got balls, sulfur balls. They put them on spoons and stuff. When they ignite it, it literally melts it down. They found Sodom and Gomorrah. That place just didn't get there. If you want to talk time travel or anything, how did it get there? Sodom and Gomorrah, God destroyed it because
Did Jesus say anything about gay people?
I don't know what all he said about gay people, but I'll tell you this right now.
Jesus did not say anything about gay people at all. Jesus never mentioned gay people. He just mentioned being inclusive of people that were cast aside from society.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a good thing when a man crams his thing up another man's butt and compacts poop into his balls? He gets a testicular cancer. They're eat up with AIDS and all kinds of other diseases. Just like lesbian women, you do your research on that. I don't know the numbers. They can't even stay together. Look at the girl that was on Roseanne Barr at that time. She married that 4
Are you married?
Blondes. Well, what's that got to do with price tea in China?
Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
How many times?
1.
Ooh, I'm proud of you. Good job. Well, I mean, I grew up in a 99% white community, and people had divorces left and right. Okay, I want you to say I got to go to a new caller. I do appreciate the call-in. This is going on 25 minutes now.
Thank you, brother. You have a good night, and I hope you change your mind on some of this stuff because really you're wrong, and you are. You sound like a good person, but you're wrong.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
You are wrong. Why am I wrong? Because you are wrong. Why? Because you are wrong. Why?
Hello, this is Adam Musson calling. I just came across your channel. I'd love to talk with you. I don't actually disagree with you. I don't know. If you don't like Trump, I agree with you. But I'd love to have a conversation with you. My phone number is 860-300.
Whoa, don't do that. Don't do it. See, we're just looking for debates right now. So... If anyone disagrees, call in right now. If you disagree. I don't know if we're going to get any callers. It's hard to really tell. Please drop a like on the stream for the algorithm. Please drop a like on the stream for the algorithm, please. Yeah, the guy was getting crazier and crazier. Kept going down that road. It's like, yeah, bro. I mean, good argument. You just said you're right. How can I argue with that? You said I'm right. Like, okay. You're right. You just proclaimed you're right. How can I ever tell you you're not? You're just special. You just know. You just transcend other people. I don't know what to say. You're really just better than us. God gave you the message that he did not give us. And yeah. It is what it is, I guess. Nice. Well, no one else is calling in. So GG's. I look at donations though. Thank you for dropping likes on the stream. Thank you for 5 gifted Jolah Talks Politics memberships, Jordan. Thank you. Caller sounds like that Sunset Sarsaparilla cowboy from Fallout New Vegas. He just needs to speak up a bit and it's perfect. You should run for Congress. Yeah, well, thank you for the donations. Yeah, if anyone wants to support me running for Congress, if I hit $1,000 in donations, then on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo, mostly Venmo or Cash App because that goes right to my phone. Okay, but on one of those apps, okay, if you send a donation through Jolah Politics, on there, I'll run for Congress. I just need $1,000. Like, it's easy. Hi, what's up? What's up? He did not want to debate? No, he did not want to debate. I guess I'll take whatever caller now. The person was calling a lot. Wait, who is this person? They sound
Hello, this is Adam, but I'd love to have a conversation.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. No one else is calling.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Adam.
Oh, no. Hi.
Call from.
Howdy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you great. What's up?
Okay, not much. I'm not a Trumper, by the way. I just want to, I came across your channel, and I just want to have a conversation about politics. Like, this is horrible what's happening.
Yeah, it is horrible. So usually when I have conversations where I am not disagreed with, usually if we go through questions on like, messaging, what should we do, any reactions to what's happening in the news, that kind of stuff. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, so like, I'm from here in New England, and I'm from Connecticut, and up here we're like, we're freaking out. It's like, I mean, everyone is, but it's like, we're really freaking out up here because it's like, first of all, I work so much. I've been working like 7 days a week. I'm a gate agent at an airport, and I work on boats, and I'm on Medicaid because my job doesn't even give me health care. They give me full-time hours without giving me any, like, on paper, I'm a part-time employee. So that's so many people. And it's my biggest thing is I feel like we can't get out, like, the US with what Trump is doing with Project 2025, I feel like it's too far gone. Like, we can't vote our way out of this. We need to have like some type of revolution. Obviously, it has to be peaceful, but it's like crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably say like, yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like, what do you think? I mean, I know Bernie and AOC are going around. That's awesome. But it's like the thing that I mean, you see Schumer, you see all these other Democrats who are like my senator, is I can't think of him right now, right off the top of my head, but he is fighting And it's like, the senators from Connecticut were a blue state. So it's like they're fighting, they're doing good stuff, but how can we organize? And should it even be in the Democratic Party? Or, I mean, Bernie's an independent. So it's like, how can we organize? How can we get ourselves out of this and save this country?
I do think so the way I contextualize this conversation is it takes everyone moving in the right direction a little bit. So everyone needs to be messaging. If you see a good video on YouTube or a good short or whatever it might be, Instagram Reels, TikTok, you need to share it everywhere. We are media. And the right-wing media machine is driven by AI bots from probably India, China, and Russia, including in the U.S. and U.S. shell companies. And Elon Musk, of course, you know all this. The propaganda from them is shameless. They lie about anything they can, and they can lie about anything. There's no limits to what they can lie about. So that's going to be very defeating. But we need to do the best we can to be there in person, to be organizing, to speak to issues people care about, and have some kind of message that can revolve around something similar, around that key point. And I would even say that right now, changing Chuck Schumer out with like Chris Murphy would radically change the party. I don't think how much people realize that having Chuck Schumer at the top of the Democratic Party in the Senate is killing our organizing. It is killing our ability to move people to the Democratic Party when they leave the Republicans, because the Democrats are so damn unpopular. And you see, it's just right now it's about intangibles. It's about being able to speak. It's about being able to hold a microphone. It's about knowing where the country is right now, understanding modern media landscapes, and they just don't get it. Chuck Schumer's from the politics of 30 years ago. So is Jeffries. I know Jeffries is a little bit younger, but he is stale as a 20-week-old piece of toast. And it's just like, it's just really difficult to organize when they're the leaders of the party. But I would probably say that AOC is probably the best vehicle to go in and change the party. She's doing like a mini presidential campaign right now with Bernie, and Bernie's handing the baton off to her. And the eventual goal of Bernie's entire political project was to take over the Democratic Party. And when I look at him and AOC, she is the fruition of all those things. So she's going to get the baton. He's passing it off to her. And, and Bernie wants AOC to be the person who takes over the Democratic Party. She has mainstream appeal. She has appeal with every voter demographic Democrats need. And I have my own theories on her electoral chances. If she did run for president, I think she would actually do better than people think. But she has the appeal to take over the party. She appeals to every demographic. I'm not sure how she does with black voters, but especially after we had the Hispanic vote move so far away from Democrats and the populism in general. She got like the most crossover votes of tickets that had or ballots that had Trump and AOC on it. She was like the best Democrat when it comes to getting Trump voters as well to vote for her. So.
Yeah, I agree. Tim Walz, oh my God, I really like Tim Walz. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos he's made recently, but he's really good. So
he's too nice,
but I honestly,
sadly.
What's that?
He's too nice. He doesn't have that dog in him.
I know. Honestly, we need someone from, AOC is has this fight in her, and I love that. We need someone who's not afraid to say, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Because this is live, right?
Yeah, it's live. Yeah.
Yeah. We need someone to honestly just say, if somebody says something that we disagree with, just tell them to get fucked. We're gonna give America health care. We're gonna give make abortion accessible and what's it called? Contraceptives, Plan B, all abortion pills, all this stuff accessible and to everyone. We're going to lower prescription drug prices. We're going to give people, good paying jobs.
I would focus on those issues. We need wedge issues, not even minimum wage or giving jobs or whatever it might be, but simple things such as we're going to get corruption out of politics. We are going to have a bill that bans stock trading, and whoever votes against this is corrupt, and you know why they're voting against it. We're going to put a bill on that says you have to report all of your dark money or whatever bills we can do to make more transparency happen in government. to really take the mask off of them. Wedge issues, where if they vote against the bill, they're going to look like terrible. They're going to look insanely bad if they vote against that bill. Democrats need to focus on money in politics, corruption, and even transparency issues as well. I think that is a pretty good thing. Make it more accessible to know where your taxes are going and what you get out of your taxes. Like make that a key point. I think you can combine progressivism and liberalism and make something that would be a really strong messaging platform. But we need to get rid of the Ruben Gallegos. I know he just got in, but he's doing dinners with Mark Andreessen for $5,000 a plate. That is not going to work. We need someone to take over, like Chris Murphy, John Ossoff, Raphael Warnock. I think there's some amazing examples of who should be leading the party. And we need to throw out the rules. That's our main goal right now as Democrats. We can organize, we can talk to our communities, all that kind of stuff, win local races, run for local races, send messaging wherever you can at the grassroots level. But as far as the national party goes, even local races are now national politics. Even local races now, you could be running for the smallest town in the middle of nowhere, and they're going to be like, I suck Trump's balls every night. Vote for me. And that's going to be what they run on. And it's really sad, but the national party needs to stop being so actively inhibiting to what to what we need to be doing. On the other end of that, and our goal needs to be to take over the party, get Schumer out of there. Jeffries is probably going to stay, but beat Jeffries into a point where he needs to be effective.
Excuse me. Yeah, I mean that's another. So personally, for most of my life, I'm 30. So from when I was 18, I've only been a Democrat for a few years. Actually, when I was younger, I was incredibly conservative. I've always been fiscally progressive, but I was raised a Muslim, and it was very conservative socially, but fiscally it was what's it called? It was progressive. So I went to 6.5 years of college. The older I've gotten and the more college I've gone to, the more left-wing I've become. And I have been an independent. I wasn't a Republican, but I was an independent because I wasn't really sure when I first, started. And then a few years ago, I think it was 2022, I switched to Democrat, so I could vote in primaries and vote in, smaller, basically primaries. And I want to know your position, because there's a difference between on guns. So there's a difference between liberal, obviously from Republicans. There's a difference between liberals, progressive, and leftists with guns. And I'm not necessarily sure where I fall, if you were to put me on the spectrum, but I before used to be anti-gun. I used to shoot rifles competitively, but then I got to a point where I was kind of more anti-gun. But now I'm all right, the gun laws are really not going to change. So in my opinion, if you feel it's necessary, I personally believe that you should arm yourself legally, follow all the laws, but still advocate for gun, what's it called? Get, something like Japan has, something some of these countries that people are still allowed to have guns, but you need to see, be interviewed by a doctor, by a psychologist. There needs to be a mandatory waiting period. There needs to be all this stuff. You can still own guns, but it's just at this point in the U.S., it's God damn, we don't want all those crazy Republicans having guns. So what are we supposed to do? I mean, I would love to know your opinion on that. I'm sorry for talking so much.
You're good. I'm just starting up a new YouTube Shorts stream. I usually reset it halfway through if I start lagging when it comes to the algorithm, and I need callers. Okay. It's hard to find people to debate some nights, especially weeknights. It's really tough.
I'm really bad at debating, by the way.
Oh no, I mean no, this is fine. If I don't, because I usually only take friendly conversations. Oh yeah, for sure. I only take friendly conversations if I don't have any debates ready for me. So there's no one calling in right now. So we usually have more chill conversations during that period. But hopefully, if I restart it, then we'll have more people that are gonna be hopping in, so we can go for that. But on guns right now, very basic. I think like a vast majority of Americans agree with some type of background check, like a very basic background check, and also just initiatives to offer gun safety courses, that kind of stuff. It really is. Many deaths for children are accidental. So that is a big issue. So if we push for policies like that to make it a little bit safer, that's a big thing. When it comes to preventing like shootings and stuff, we are really, I don't even think that's going to be a conversation that we can even have at all in the next few years. And I don't think it's a conversation we even probably should bring up that often, unless if something bad happens. Obviously, you could talk about different regulations or what we need to do. But I don't see any reasonable policy path for us to really advocate for these things without completely betraying a voter base that will just like stop voting for Democrats.
It's like, at this point, I mean, if somebody brings up guns, though, we do need to have something to talk about, because they're going to talk about, hey, what's your stance on guns? And I mean, New England, there's people who will, they have a fucking arsenal in their house, but they will be like, yeah, of course abortion should be legal. Of course, universal health care should be a human right. And it's like, but yeah, I'm going to, they might not have an AR-15, they probably don't. I mean, when I went to college, I went to Maine Maritime Academy up in Maine, and it was, oh my God. I work on ships, it's like, but Maine, that college was one of the most conservative colleges.
You get that in some of those states. And by the way, if you're watching the stream, drop a like on the stream, hit subscribe. If anyone calls in and wants to debate, I'll answer your call. We're just chatting right now. But if you have a debate, call in to the number. I open up the phone lines. If you're watching, drop likes. We need people to talk that are from the Trump perspective, and you guys are hiding tonight. So please hop in if you do see the stream. But yeah, you can finish that point.
All right, yeah. So it was just like basically, a lot of people up there had a lot of guns, and I mean, mostly Maine's weird. It's like, down south in Maine, it's like very progressive. Then the further up you go, it gets very conservative. And I was like kind of down east, northern on the coast, but about 45 minutes south of Acadia, if you know where that is.
I'm getting a call. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I am getting a call. I'm going to see if it's bad. But thank you for calling.
Call from
Jacob. Howdy.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going well, and how are you?
It's going all right.
It's going all right? Well, we don't gotta tell everything, do we? So I was watching the stream, and you said someone from a Trump perspective called in. I heard that, and I said, well, I guess maybe I have a Trump perspective to share, so I don't know what the topic is, but I guess I'm coming from a perspective of someone who's not against Trump. I don't oppose Trump.
I definitely oppose Trump. So like my big things, Trump is pretty pro-corruption. He's anti-programs that benefit the poorest Americans. He's against due process. And he's also against checks and balances of the Constitution. So those are really big things right now.
And which topic of those that you listed would you like to talk about?
I don't know. We can talk about diversity. We can talk about anything, really. Whatever you want to talk about.
Well, you introduced a topic. I mean, you listed a lot of
I don't care. I talked to five. I've probably taken 500 callers in the past 4 weeks. I need to. What's your favorite topic?
I don't know. I mean, foreign policy, probably.
Foreign policy? What kind of foreign policy?
In general.
Like Ukraine.
Oh yeah. What do you think we should do? What should our strategy be? And of course, us as people who aren't involved in the State Department, it's difficult to really ascertain what's happening. So it's hard to really even propose a strategy for U.S. Diplomacy.
We should not be lying and saying Zelensky's the dictator. We should not be covering for Russia like Trump is when Russia's striking hospitals and child care centers in Ukraine on purpose, and when Russia's kidnapping children.
That's irrelevant. You listed a bunch of irrelevant things. Whenever you talk about
That's all very relevant, by the way. The propaganda around these wars is one of the key things that matters.
Listen,
if you don't understand that, you don't understand the complexities of modern geopolitical
you didn't even
warfare.
let me speak before you moved the goalposts. So excuse me while I respond to something that you'd said previously. You said that Trump has some relation with Putin that you don't agree with, and you don't agree with that relation that Trump has with Putin because Putin did what? Committed war crimes.
Putin has done every bad thing you could do as a leader. He's untrustworthy. He breaks ceasefires. He breaks treaties.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm not.
He puts bounties on American troops.
We have different perspectives on things. My goal in diplomacy for the U.S., or the way that I would imagine it should be handled, is not with this petty moral grievance against people who do bad things. The world's a fucking nasty place.
It's not a petty moral grievance. You're the one approaching this with emotional frameworks. Say your opinion.
Oh my gosh. You are such a terrible interlocutor. At most because you're so aggressive.
Okay. If you say something about Putin and him being untrustworthy, that matters, right?
Well, I think it's irrelevant. No, I think it's irrelevant.
How is that irrelevant if we want a deal between Russia and Ukraine if Putin cannot be trusted?
Well, let's see what he violates. I think that he'll hold to some agreed upon.
When he invaded Ukraine, he violated their 2019 ceasefire. He also violated 2014 to 2015 Minsk agreements. He violated the Budapest memorandums from '94.
It doesn't matter. Who was involved in those agreements?
I mean, France and Germany were involved in most of them, and a few other countries. But yeah, and Ukraine, of course. But Russia never listens to any ceasefire at all. They usually just use it as a chance to rearm every time.
Who gives a fuck about a ceasefire? As far as I'm concerned, we can piece Ukraine up between the two of us. What does Russia want? Russia probably wants to be able to run a fucking pipeline into Central Europe. They probably also want access to the Black Sea.
Okay, well.
They probably want access to ports in the Black Sea. So we can give them some of that. We'd have to see what Russia wants to come to the table with. But as far as it seems, Putin's just in the long haul for it. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's really concerned about striking a peace agreement or like an allotment of Ukraine's territory between two countries. So it doesn't. I mean, I think that the Trump admin walked into something that they don't quite understand. Trump thought he would just be able to bully Putin and waltz in and come out on top, but Putin's
that makes no sense. He's not worried if you understand anything about the situation. Saying that Trump tried bullying Putin, Trump has not tried bullying Putin at all. We gave Russia everything they wanted from the start. We bullied Ukraine. We did not bully Putin once.
Well, that's a way of bullying. It's a way of bullying
to give Russia everything they want without even
what
negotiating.
What has Trump given Russia?
So he already justified the invasion. He said Russia should be able to keep all the land. He said that he blamed NATO for the Russian invasion. He said that Zelensky's a dictator. He's giving Russia every single form of appeasement
none of that's
that they
material.
want.
None of that's fucking material. He paid lip service.
He kept pausing aid to Ukraine. He paused intel from Ukraine for like a week, which allowed Russia to strike crucial infrastructure.
But because you can't negotiate with Putin, like I was saying previously.
So you have to take away intel from Ukraine. How does taking away intel from Ukraine help?
Just interrupt me. I'm gonna hang up.
Okay, crybaby.
What do you want to do? So look, as I said previously, yes, of course Trump can't pay lip service, anything but lip service to Putin, because Putin has ultimate leverage. Putin is willing to stage a long-term war. He doesn't have the domestic issues that the U.S. has. So the war in America is a lot more fucking unpopular. And we have a more dynamic political system. So it's not like Putin can really be usurped. It doesn't matter how people vote or what they have a fucking issue with. Because at the end of the day, people are obeying what he's saying. In the U.S., that's not the case. So we have different kinds of issues. Putin's willing to wage a long war. Trump wants to bring a fucking quick deal. Putin, of course, realizes this. He's going to fucking string him along. I mean, I'm not over here saying...
Yeah, I agree that Trump's getting played, yeah.
But, it's not... I mean, it was in a bad situation to begin with because the U.S.'s domestic issues regarding foreign wars. So it was already in a bad situation. I don't think it matters who would be president. Is Trump handling it better? Well, Trump's moving towards a deal, which we would like to have a deal. We would like to just settle this shit because of the domestic issues. no matter what it is.
Well, Trump, okay, so the reason it matters materially, you're bringing up democracy and voters, so this is why it matters to say, like, Zelensky's a dictator, for example. You said this is not material, but it is, because Republicans, for example, just the Republican Party in America, they were like plus 10 in favorabilities for Zelensky. After that week where Trump intentionally character assassinated Zelensky and did the whole White House stunt and called him a dictator, it went from plus 10 for Republicans to negative 40, a 50-point swing in 1 week, because what Trump says, his cult will follow.
Okay,
so if you're saying that domestic support for the war matters, if you're thinking that if you say domestic support in America for the war affects our policy towards Ukraine, then that 100% does connect materially.
You're strawmanning me. No. You're strawmanning me because you're talking about democratic support in a different way than I spoke about it. I was just saying that closure to the firing of bullets and the war and an allotment of territory to different players in this game is due because of America's domestic issues. It isn't that I like respect democracies per se, or I'm like beholden to democracy.
What domestic issues are you talking about? Like, what do you mean by that?
The unfavorability. Well, the unfavoring by voters of foreign conflicts. So political parties in the U.S., especially because everything's so partisan, are able to position themselves and say things like, "We're anti-war, but we're pro-war. We're going to defend what's right." And people start talking about stupid fucking nonsense that is has no fucking relevance in actual discussions of strategy because that's what they hear talked about. So I get a little bit off topic there, but I meant to say that you're strawmanning me because you're talking about democracy as if I'm devoted to it or I'm married to it or I'm committed to it. I'm not committed to democracy. So your arguments don't insult me. You can say Zelensky's a dictator. Well, dictator could be an ambiguous term. Let's see.
No, it
can't. Did Ukraine not suspend general elections?
Okay, I'm happy you're getting to one actual piece of like world information that's actually in the real world, because you saying that alone shows that you do not understand this issue at all. I mean, yeah, they suspended elections according to their constitution and completely legally, with even the opposition party in Ukraine agreeing. Like, their parliament votes on these things. And yeah, it was suspended legally because much of the country is occupied. So they cannot have elections.
I'm fine. Look, I'm fine with suspension. I get it.
He's not a dictator. A dictator would be like him saying he's going to maintain power.
Well,
it's not the parliament voting on
it. It's an ambiguous term.
It's not ambiguous. Okay, so Trump refuses to call Putin a dictator. Trump will not call Putin a dictator, but he will call Zelensky one.
Yeah. And what? What do you plan to do with that information? Say I grant that.
Because if we, like, in all these countries, when they have democracies, if you're going to character assassinate Ukraine and, like, Europe and America and all these different countries, and you lessen support for Zelensky in Ukraine, then that means the people there will pressure their politicians to withdraw aid from Ukraine, therefore benefiting Russia.
So who's going to withdraw aid from Ukraine? I mean, do you think that we should just flow aid into Ukraine endlessly? Like, do you think that we should maybe attempt to broker a deal where we can give less money to Ukraine and get some kind of situation which we can play on in the future? Because now it doesn't seem like we're in a winning situation.
If you use actual information from the combat that we know about on the ground and also Russia's economy, we are saving Russia right now. Russia was on the brink of collapse, essentially, because of this war. But they had a big, long play that Trump was going to win the election, and Trump was going to help relieve Russia from their issues.
What the fuck are you
Russia's
talking
economy
about?
has been crashing. You could look at Russia's economy and you could see the collapse of their economy up until Trump took office, and you could see the revitalization. And like Trump right now is saying we have to end, or we have to lessen trade with the EU and Canada, and we have to remove sanctions on Russia.
Hold on. What the fuck are you talking about? The collapse of their economy?
Calm down.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, because you don't know what you're talking about. So you talk about Russia's economy collapsing. Russia's economy can't really collapse, and that's why they have little domestic issues. It's because they have their own energy, they have their own food, so they can play the long game. They don't have an affluent population. They don't have a large service economy that depends on imports and so favorable reputation internationally as a good guy, so to say. Russia, I don't know what you're talking about. The collapse of the Russian economy. There were financial sanctions placed on Russia. Sure, but Russia has situated itself in BRICS as to where they don't rely on the value of the U.S. dollar or their ability to use the U.S. dollar. So what do you mean? You're saying
Their
that
economy
Russia
is insanely bad.
has cards
They
only
had
because
massive
Trump played
inflation. If you think American inflation was
and
bad, their inflation was even worse. But the war effort in Ukraine was a huge failure for Putin. They were not able to make nearly the inroads they expected. And I mean, right now they are.
Okay, inflation is a measure of what? Inflation is a measure in general.
Their currency
of the
became extremely. Their currency became
price of
extremely
goods.
devalued, and they had to print money to make
What
their economy
assets?
not fully collapse. You tell me what assets.
They
I'm
had-
not going to go through every single point with you. The
Yes,
point is that
of course.
Russia's really
Oh my
struggling, and
God.
Trump is
Oh my
saving
God.
them. Trump is saving Russia right
Of
now,
course.
and Ukraine has been very strong.
Listen, dude,
I
shut
would
the
say for
fuck up, you
Ukraine,
fucking
giving
nerd.
very calm
I'm about to
down,
hang
giving
up on your
very
ass.
basic. I don't care. You're an incel, asshole, idiot. Like I don't. Okay, goodbye. I let him ramble on about things that he's like very, very wrong about for too long. I'm gonna hang up on you. Like Russia, just like they don't need the economy because like. I don't know what to say to him if he has, you know. Who's this guy that's calling? I'm gonna hang up, bro. Yeah, bro, when Russia signs all the oil deals and stuff, they just don't need it. Hey, what's up?
Yo, it must be hard to be a Democrat right now.
It is hard to be a Democrat right now.
How do you feel though about Biden getting a security clearance taken, Hillary getting her security clearance taken, Kamala? Those are all your people, bro. What's
For
going
anyone to
on?
care about that, you have to be a really pathetic person, probably. Because I really don't care. You care because you like politics in terms of sports teams, but I look at politics in terms of how it affects people, so I really don't care about security clearances or whatever.
They're about to get indicted.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you don't think so?
Yeah, buddy, they're gonna get indicted, yeah.
Well, I mean, did you watch the recent with the cabinet, how they're getting ready to start doing criminal investigations and all the fraud that dude was found?
Yeah, that's why they're hiding the
yet?
Epstein files too. They're hiding the Epstein files because Trump is on there with little kids. It's crazy, crazy shit.
They're gonna release it. You didn't hear about it getting blocked in New York?
They did release the Epstein files, but they're hiding it on purpose because Trump is.
No,
is
they
in
didn't
there.
release all of it. That was the thing is. The
Yeah, I know
AP
they're
got
hiding
the-
it. That's what I'm saying. They're hiding it. They're hiding it. Yeah.
No, but
hiding
they're
it 'cause
gonna
of
release
Trump.
more of it because it's not just.
Oh yeah,
a
sure they are. Yeah,
link
yeah,
and
sure,
it's
sure,
like
sure. Just
videos
like the
and
first ones, right? And the JFK files that were already released. They're gonna
Bro,
definitely. Yeah,
anyone
they're
common
releasing
sense
Epstein
knows.
files, bro. Dude. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna make sure. You might be like near the end of your life.
how
I don't
much did
know. Like, you
Biden
might be
release?
you might be here on Make-A-Wish budgets, but like I'll just say for your happiness, yes. Biden's getting indicted. Kamala's getting indicted. Yeah, good job, buddy.
What do you mean by that? Make a wish, man.
Make a wish, like your birthday. It's your birthday, right?
Oh, okay, I
You blow out
thought
the
you meant the
candles.
other way around, man. That's kind of a low blow. You don't think so?
What do you mean?
Never mind. But I mean, you don't think the Democratic Party right now is just in straight chaos?
No, they're in
even
gay
just, like, all
chaos.
those-
They're in gay chaos, actually.
But I mean, all like even the TikTok influencers are getting exposed.
Wow,
like,
you got your
heard the
politics
Harry
from
Sisson
the-
guy, or... Well, I'm just saying though.
Bro,
overall,
you hear about
like,
the politics,
what
bro?
would
You hear the
rate your-
TikTok
what would
guys? You hear
rate
the
the
TikTok guys are getting
performance of the
exposed.
Democrats?
Even you hear the Harry Sisson case, bro? Even the TikTok
You're
guys are
one
getting
of them,
exposed,
though.
bro. Even the TikTok are getting exposed,
Bro, but what
bro,
would you
even
rate
the
Democrats'
TikToks
performance?
are
That's
getting.
the normal
Dude, the
question.
Democrats are in trouble, bro. The TikTok guys are getting
Look,
exposed.
you're
right now.
emotional right now.
You're Harry
You're
Sisson.
pissed, bro. I
You're
can
so
tell.
emotional right now. You are pissed because you
Come
brought
on,
up
man.
Harry
What do you
Sisson and
think the
TikTok.
Democrats' performance is?
TikTok gets me angry. TikTok.
Dude, I mean, you can't even look, bro. You can't even answer questions, bro. You're just embarrassing yourself. Like,
What?
what would you
Sorry,
rate
that's a
the
rap song.
Democrats' performance right now?
Let's see. 2 out of 10.
Why 2 out of 10?
Because the leaders of the party message terribly.
Well, who
And they're
do
old.
you want as the leader of the Democrats?
Chris Murphy in the Senate.
And who else? You
I
don't like
don't know.
AOC and Bernie?
Well, the issue with politics is that, like, because of Donald Trump and you fanboys, you need
Well,
to
what
find
does
someone that
Trump
makes
have
you
to do with
attracted
it?
to
I'm
them.
asking about the Democrats. I
No,
still
I'm
don't know your
saying that, like, the
position.
current, like, political system, you think there needs to be I mean, we need a leader because of Trump, but, like, before Trump and
Mhm.
whatever, There did not need to be like, okay, this is our LeBron James or this is our Kobe Bryant of our organization. It was just like a political parties. Then you pick a president every now and then. But like the idea that we need that one clear leader and like a daddy to say like I'll follow whatever you say, that's only like a Republican thing. It's pretty new.
I mean, it's not good to have someone who's like a good leader for your group and gonna.
Well, Trump's not a good leader.
Well.
Like you can have a good leaders.
In general, you don't want someone who's gonna represent your party.
Yeah, but
like,
you don't need one
leader.
You don't need one
like
leader.
If you guys had a good person in charge, you can make other people agree with your like ideology and flip to your party. You know, like what Trump did. So I mean,
no, I'm just saying what politics should be. No, I know. I think Democrats do need that. Democrats do need that. I'm just saying that's not what politics is supposed to be. But in this current age, that's why I don't like the Democrats now. That's why
someone who like.
It's not about cult worship. It's not about cult worship or about having just an influential leader. It should be about people understanding policies and voting for politicians who can do good for their, good policies. But now they can elect like Trump, who had no healthcare plan even. So Americans don't even care about healthcare anymore, or a lot of Americans don't. So I mean, bringing it back to those issues would be very helpful.
What if you had a good leader who had a good healthcare policy? You think that's bad? Because I mean, are you that like?
Yeah, that'd be a really good thing.
Like a good leader.
It'd be good to have more good leaders for sure. That's why I don't like Chuck Schumer's and Hakeem Jeffries, because they are not good leaders.
So you said it was someone from the Senate, and who else? For the Democrat Party.
I have no idea.
You don't even know who else would be like the two candidates for your party, and you're over here debating people?
A lot of governors.
You can't even name two people?
No, I can't name any, actually. I only know policies and information about the world. Sorry. I don't play your little celebrity fanboy games.
You're exposing yourself as someone who doesn't really know what's going on in the world.
Ask me again about Harry Sisson at TikTok. Ask me again about Harry Sisson at TikTok, brother.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny. I thought you'd know since you're like in the same lane as him.
Yeah.
But I mean, seriously, you can't even name a second person you'd want to rep.
No, I know zero people. I know zero people in America in general. I don't know anything.
Damn, you're salty, bro. You're actually salty. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very angry.
Yeah, like you can't even answer. I'm not even trying to be like confrontational. I was actually genuinely.
I genuinely do not know any person in America.
So you don't know anyone in your party? That's kind of sad, bro. Looks like you got to come over here on the real side.
What, the gay side where you worship one guy? That's kind of gay, bro.
I don't, bro. You guys had trannies in office when Biden was in.
It's kind of gay, bro. I love trans people. I'm sorry that you have to like. You're very insecure about your life, so you need to punch down on trans people. But trans people are pretty cool, and gay people, what? And like all people are pretty cool.
Well, I was just kind of confused. You're kind of using gay as a derogatory comment, as a put down.
Oh no, only for you. I love
only
gay people.
For me. You don't think that's kind of bad against your own party?
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, bro. I'm actually canceled. I'm canceling myself. I am the most homophobic person you'll ever meet,
I
brother.
think you're embarrassing yourself right now.
Yeah.
You can't even really answer any questions.
I don't know any questions or answers, so that makes sense. I am embarrassed.
I mean, bro, it's kind of like you're over here debating people like you know everything, and then someone just asks you
I know nothing. Like, that's true.
Who are the two people you support and like to see go up against the next? You know what I mean? Like, who would be your people and you don't even know?
All right, tell me who was on Epstein's flight logs 7 times?
Bro, Bill Clinton was on there. Like, every politician
was Donald Trump on there? Was Donald Trump on there?
No, he wasn't on his flight log. And I think Bill Gates was. Yeah, look it up, bro.
Do you know that Trump and Epstein were best friends? You know that they were best friends?
Show me the
you know
flight
Trump
log.
and Epstein were best friends?
No, they weren't. Do you know what happened with them? Bro, if you're really like smart,
so yeah,
you know
Epstein
that, like,
and Trump.
Epstein
Yeah, no, okay.
You
No, Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago because Epstein finally went after one of Trump's guests. But if Epstein never did that, Trump would have kept him around because Trump was a fan, like Kendrick Lamar says.
Well, bro, like, you know, there's sneaky people out there who like trick people, right? There's like people who
you know
are
what?
Like, really smart and manipulative.
If Donald Trump parties with Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein is running international sex trafficking organization that's that big, Trump would probably know about it.
Like,
I'm just saying.
Bro, no, you don't even really know the whole thing about Epstein. Like, the whole thing is.
I know you're an expert. I know you're an expert. I know you're an expert.
Bro,
I know you're
not
obsessed
an
with him.
expert. You can't even name.
I'm not an expert on
party
Epstein. I know you are. I know you. It takes one to know one, so I know you'd be very familiar with the activities that you see on display.
Bro,
so
you don't
I
even,
hope you're not like,
bro,
especially because he's best friends with Trump. You wish you were him, bro. You wish you were him. You could be around Trump all day. You could be an asshole. You could do all that stuff, bro. You gotta find a way.
But like,
you gotta find a way. I hope you
Who
find
would
a
you
way.
even vote for on your party side?
I vote for Scrooge. What's his name again? There's this really good guy.
Bro, you're over here, like,
I'm voting for him for president.
People, like, you know a
No,
bunch
no,
of
no.
stuff.
I'm sorry. No. Okay, I'm gonna vote for
Bro, you don't know anything though. You're not smart.
Listen, no,
You're literally not
I'm going to the center. I'll vote for Scrooge McDuck. Okay,
Like,
do you
bro,
know him?
you're a feminine, like,
Do you know
little soy boy.
Scrooge? Do you know Scrooge McDuck by chance? You
No,
know
I
Scrooge
don't.
McDuck. Do you know what party he's in?
Bro, look, you can't even talk about real world stuff. You got to talk about that because you got nothing, bro.
Talk about what?
You're literally getting murked
Who is
right
Scrooge McDuck?
Bro, your chat's probably agreeing with me right now, bro.
Who
You're
is
literally
Scrooge
getting
McDuck?
murked right now.
Yeah, the YouTube
Bro,
shorts will agree
who
with
is he
you, to
then?
be honest.
Who is he?
Who is Scrooge McDuck? Tell me. I'm voting for him, so you better tell me so I know.
Bro, look, you deep down, we both know you have no idea what you're talking about right now.
You don't know who Scrooge McDuck is?
Bro, I don't worry about that stuff. I actually worry about what's really going on in the world. You're just over here talking about Scrooge McDuck because you have nothing to go off of.
Who is
Because you're
Scrooge
salty
McDuck?
that you can't even name two people.
I
represent
can't
the
name. I
Democratic
don't know
Party well.
anyone in the Democratic Party. You're right. I don't know anyone. Okay, name two Republicans other than Elon Musk, J.D. Vance, or Trump.
Bro, you got Mike Johnson, Ron DeSantis.
Name
Macy
two Republican
Love,
congressmen.
rest in
Two
peace,
Republican
her.
congressmen.
Bro, yeah, I can name them, bro. Like,
Okay, name
you
two
can't even
Republican
name
congressmen.
Two people to represent your party in the next election. You're not a real Democrat, bro. You're a grifter.
You're right. I'm not a real
You're a
Democrat. That is
drifter,
true.
whatever
I
the
am not a
fuck
real
the word
Democrat.
is.
That is true. That is true. I'm not a real Democrat.
Bro, you're really
I'm
not.
a Democrat it's necessary because they're one of the two
No,
major
bro,
parties.
you really
but,
should
yeah.
just end your life because you don't know anything
You're
you're
right.
talking about.
Yeah, I should. You're
Bro,
right.
come on, bro. Let's have a real political talk.
Oh yeah.
Bro, like
Yes.
what you know what I'm saying? Like, what are your thoughts on the flights? Since I gotta carry this conversation. Like, you think those judges are justified or what?
Yeah, the Constitution, pretty tricky.
I mean, are you like a robot or something? Like, come on, bro. Have some substance to you. Like,
The Constitution's
you can't go
pretty
that,
tricky.
Deep when you talk. Like,
The Constitution
you sound
pretty
like
tricky.
A little robot, bro.
The Constitution
You
pretty
just drink
tricky.
the same propaganda Kool-Aid.
The Constitution is a propaganda Kool-Aid.
I'm just talking about you. You
The
can't even go
Constitution
that
is
deep.
propaganda. The Constitution is propaganda. Do you know what the Fifth Amendment is?
What is the Fifth Amendment? No, I don't know off the top of my
You
head.
gotta know. You gotta know.
What is it? I'm not gonna.
You can't. You cannot have an opinion. You got to do your own research, brother. What is the Fifth Amendment? What does that say?
You tell me.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm not gonna help you out. You pathetic little piece of garbage. What is
do
it?
you really think illegal immigrants deserve due process, especially ones that are
According to the
gay?
Constitution, yes.
So all right, but so you think people who came here illegally and actually raped and killed people should have due process?
So how do you know you're getting the right people?
Bro, you don't think they're actually? Oh my. So
Okay, if there's no
I'm
due
just saying,
process,
though,
you can
are
take
you gonna-
anyone.
wait, but
Hey,
you're
have
saying
an
the
adult
right people,
conversation.
though,
I'll
but-
be real for a second if you want, but have a real conversation for 1 second in your life. Okay, so how can they get the right people if there's no due process?
So you're really gonna undermine the FBI, ICE, Homeland Security, and all those government agencies, and you're not gonna, because
Regardless, there should be due process. There should be due process.
Was
Everyone
there
should
due
have due
process for
process because
Was there due process for the Taliban and stuff like that?
were they in America? Was it during
You know
war?
what I'm
Do
saying?
you mean Taliban and do
you're
you mean
literally sitting
Guantanamo
here
Bay?
defending rapists
Do you
and
mean
murderers,
Guantanamo
bro.
Bay?
Like,
Oh no,
bro,
no, I'm
those
defending
Venezuelan
innocent
gangs
people.
should all be shot
No,
in the
actually,
head,
it's
bro.
pretty
You're
it's
a
pretty
pussy.
disgusting. You're in favor of letting children get hurt because you don't want to focus our resources in the right direction. I want to focus our resources
Yeah, bro.
on the dangerous
The illegal
criminals.
immigrants
You
were
want to
attacking
focus our
children.
resources on
Dumb.
taking innocent
Live in the
people
real
and
world.
putting them in slavery. Don't say real world when you can avoid all
Put them
real
in
facts.
slavery, bro.
You
You
can
don't even know
only
what you're talking about.
Yes, the forced labor prison camps. Yes, forced
Bro, you
labor
probably have,
prison.
a body
Yeah,
count
in
of
El
2.
Salvador.
Come on, bro.
So let's talk about the amendments. Okay, so when we
Yeah,
talk
bro,
about due
put 'em in El
process, why does it
Salvador.
matter? Why do you
Bro,
think the due process
the
is
majority
important?
of Americans support that. You know that, right? You're the small minority.
I support, everyone supports deporting violent criminals, but I want to make sure we have due process so we don't send innocent people there, right?
So innocent people. So you think they did this whole entire process and Joe Schmo who works at your local taco stand is going to El Salvador. That's what I mean.
Objectively,
really,
yes, there is 100% proof already. There's
really,
proof already that did send innocent people there that came in here legally. Yeah, legal, like, yeah.
Who says they're innocent, though? Who's claiming that they're innocent?
Well, there's no due process, but from what we know, they have not committed any crimes and they're not gang affiliated, which is the claim. The claim is that they're in gangs and therefore we could ship them to El Salvador, but there's zero evidence of that for many of them, for most of them.
So what I'm trying to get at, though, is who's making these claims? Is it the people that are locked up right now? Are they the ones making the claims to their family?
So, like, for example, there's people that came in legally. They were going to their normally scheduled meetings with Homeland Security, and they just were taken to be shipped to El Salvador. And those persons were following every legal guidance. They were following, they came in through a legal port of entry. They were seeking legal asylum. And they were accused of being gang members because of like a tattoo or because they had the wrong skin tone. And now they're in a forced labor camp in El Salvador when they're not even gang members, and we have their documentation. So that's really bad. And like when you don't have due process, you could just accuse an American citizen of being a gang member and ship them to El Salvador. If there's no due process, how can we even prove how can we prove they're gang members or not gang members? This is really dangerous. This is why our country is founded on due process. The entire Constitution does not matter if there's no due process, because there are no rights if there's no due process.
Okay, this is the crazy part. So you're saying that these people they do their check-ins with Homeland Security and say, "Hey, Bob, I'm here to check in. I'm an illegal immigrant." And that's what I mean. Are you really undermining Homeland Security and saying they can't figure out who's a gang member and who's not?
If there's no due process, yes, we know objectively Homeland Security is sending people to El Salvador who came legally. They're not illegal. They came legally. They came through legal ports of entry. They came from legal ports of entry into America, legal ports of entry. So if they came through legal, if they came through legal ports of entry in America, and you're doing everything right, and because of a tattoo, one person had a Real Madrid tattoo, a soccer tattoo, a soccer coach, professional soccer player. They came in through the legal port of entry for asylum seeking. They're not all illegal. That's not how that works. Because you don't know big boy facts does not matter in this case. So the actual facts of this. Okay. So they came through a legal port of entry to get into the U.S. for following asylum law. And if you want to have adult conversations, we can. But if you don't care about the facts, just say that. If you want to say we could just do whatever we want.
Bro, you don't care about the facts. What?
You don't care about anything to do with this case at all, or any people in general. You're just probably I don't even know what kind of person you'd watch on the internet. But you probably just you just get
Latin America? Have you ever been to Mexico, El Salvador, anywhere in Latin America?
So yeah, in those countries they don't have due process, and innocent people get put in jail all the time. So in America we have due process. We're not a third world country. We are a first world country with a constitution. We are a first world country. We are a first world country in America, and we have due process, and that's the basis of our country. And you would disagree with all of our founding fathers. You're being directly anti-constitution right now, and you probably don't care.
Undermining
so when we talk about due process, right now under their current standard, they can pick up an American citizen. Yeah, there should be due process, even if Biden's in office, or Obama, or Trump, or Bush, or whoever, or Reagan. There should be due process.
Legal,
we do not want federal agents. We do not want federal agents to go and pick up random people off the streets saying this person looks like a gang member and shipping them to a foreign prison. That's not a good thing. Then they could come after American citizens under that same premise. That's not a talking point. That's the law. That's the legal law. I know talking points sound. I know the law sounds like talking points to you because you're against the law. But you're against the law. No, we should stay on this one topic of due process, because due process, without due process, again, we don't have freedom. We don't have a country anymore without due process. So we need due process even for people you don't like.
People, bro, and your whole talking point is because people are saying that they're actually innocent.
No, I'm defending due process. I'm defending due process, not the people. I'm defending due process. Even freedom of speech. You might not like people, but you should defend people's freedom of speech and due process. Due process protects you. Due process protects each and every one of us. I'm defending my own rights by defending their rights to due process. Because if someone picks you up in a van, but you're probably white, so you're probably not going to have that experience. But if they pick you up in a van, like how they do in
Ukraine, dude. Like how they literally pick up and kidnap people.
Okay, stop repeating your talking points. Talk about America. Talk about America. You live in America. We have American laws. We have American Constitution. Hey, wait. You live in America, right? We're talking about America and American laws. Don't run from don't run away from the topic because you can't deal with it. Then stop crying. Stop running away. Let's focus on this one topic. You want to make sure the federal government. Hey, whoa, hey, buddy. I want to have an adult conversation with you. I think that you're smarter. I think you're okay. Don't be all sassy with me. You sound a little gay right now. Just to say, I mean, that's a positive thing. Okay, stop crying. And by the way, all the gays in my chat know that I support trans people and gay people, so they love it when I call you gay because you are gay.
Bro,
You're gay as shit. Okay, so now let's move forward on with the conversation, gay ass. Okay, so when we talk about due process in America, it matters because that's the entire foundation of our country. Even our political enemies, we need to support the rights for them as well. Freedom of speech should be afforded to KKK members. It should be afforded to neo-Nazis. It should be afforded to pro-Palestine protesters. Yeah, they do get due process because if you don't have due process, then you take innocent people. You can take innocent people and claim they're gang members and send innocent people to prison. That's why you want to make sure there's due process, so we don't send innocent people to prison. It's not brainwashed. We actually have many cases of this. I can find the actual cases on the screen. I'll show it to the stream. Okay, look at these. Look at this. Okay, so let's see.
Your mind about it, because this happens to real people. I know you want to sit here and be like, "Oh, they're innocent, bro," but if something happens to your family by an illegal immigrant, you'll literally change your tone 100%.
Actually, no. One illegal immigrant committing a crime, and by the way, I'm talking about legal people that came in legally. But one illegal immigrant committing a crime is not a reason. Believe it or not, but one crime is not a reason. One crime is not a reason for removing due process from every American. I strongly stand against that idea. Illegal immigrants are still for due process. Okay.
Right,
do you understand why I say that? Do you understand why I say due process matters for me, even if it's an illegal immigrant?
Dude, you're a citizen who was
Do you understand why? No. Okay, so that applies for all
dude,
people. Okay, so when it comes to the Constitution, not proven. It's not proven because there's no due process.
They are,
but the point is, okay,
terrorists.
I need you to stop being emotional for
terrorists.
1 second. Calm down for 1 second. Calm down for one second.
Like,
if there's no, hey, calm down. Hey, baby girl, chill. Sissy, you're such a sissy. Shut up. You're such a sissy. Calm down. Let's talk about law. Let's talk about facts. Let's talk about American freedom. Let's talk about American freedom, baby girl. Let's talk about American freedom. So with due process, I do not want the federal government. You do get freedom of due process because you should be able to see if someone's actually a gang member and actually commit the crime. So if ICE, for example, picks up a random person off the sidewalk and says this person's a terrorist, we don't need to do due process. We can ship them off to El Salvador. They can do that with literally anyone, citizen or not. Due process matters because it affects every single person in America. The Constitution says every person in America should be considered or should have due process for that reason.
But this is a difference, though. So you're saying that Homeland Security, FBI, ICE, when they investigate these people, they're not investigating them. They're just picking any random person.
They sent women there by accident. They sent women there by accident. They're not vetting them. They sent legal asylum seekers to El Salvador prison. I have the records right here. The records are on the screen. Yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. You're going to say, as I have the literal information on the screen. I have the literal information on the screen. Yes, they accidentally sent women to these prisons. Because they are not vetting them properly. They are not vetting them. Tom Homan bragged. Tom Homan bragged about not following due process. Tom Homan bragged about not doing due process at all.
Bro, they don't.
Okay, so here's the proof. Okay, here's on the screen. Venezuelans deported last week included 8 women who were returned to the U.S. because El Salvador refused them because they were women. Okay, so this was. If they're going to send 8 women. If they're going to send 8 women, if they're going to send 8 women, okay, so due process. This is not the same conversation at all. You don't care about our Constitution. Just say you're anti-America. You're anti-Constitution. Just say it.
Bro, you don't even know what you're talking about.
You're anti-Constitution. Okay, you don't know what you're talking about is not an argument. You should express how you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. I'm actually talking about the Constitution. I'm talking about the. Yeah. You sound like a genius right now. So please talk about America. Just say you disagree with the Constitution. We can move on.
Bro,
you don't like the Constitution.
You're a communist.
Oh, just say you're a communist, dude. You're gay. You're gay, bro. Okay, so the Constitution. Do you not care about the Constitution? Just say you don't care about it.
Say you don't care about it. You literally don't care.
Ooh. Okay, say you don't care about the Constitution. You don't care about the Fifth Amendment being applied to all people.
Bro, I don't want illegal immigrants here committing crimes. I don't care about their due process. They don't deserve
no one disagrees with that, but the thing is, if you want to accuse someone of a crime, you should have due process to make sure they're actually. That's also not an argument. That's also okay. A majority of people can be wrong in this case. There should be due process for everyone. Yo, you're like a crazy liberal. This is what you do. You attack the person instead of the idea because you have weak ideas. You have weak ideas. You have no principles. You have to attack the person because you have nothing to stand on. And that's how all of you people are. That's how all of you people are. That's how all of you weak people are. You're weak. You have nothing. You have nothing at all. And you're crying now about name calling. You're crying now. Now you're whining. You lie. You accuse and you whine. You show no experience. You show no understanding of anything. And you're really upset right now. You are really upset right now because you know that you're intellectually outpaced in this conversation. Not even intellectually, because I'm a dumb person. I just care about America. I care about the Constitution. So when we talk about this stuff, no, I don't care about college. I just know more than you. I understand the American values. I can read our founding fathers' words. Oh, what if I didn't go to college? I actually read the Constitution. Our founding fathers agreed with due process. You know what Thomas Franklin said?
For citizens, dum-dum.
No. It says persons. It's all people. Because, okay, everyone in chat too. Everyone in chat will see my... This is very... Okay, so this is the thing about all of this, okay? Now, you got to be quiet for 1 second, okay? You could show that you have some control, like an ADHD-ridden 8-year-old, okay? So, due process for everyone matters because all they need to do, okay, is accuse you of being an illegal immigrant terrorist, and they can now kick you out of the country with no due process. They can accuse anyone of this. And my big thing is all of our resources should be devoted towards going after dangerous people. Therefore, we should have due process to find out if they're actually the people we're going after, because we don't want to raise. Why are we wasting resources? Why are we using our taxpayer dollars to send innocent people to El Salvador? Hey, you not letting me finish the point is showing your insecurity and showing how fucking stupid you are. Listen for a second.
How come they haven't been doing that since the beginning, just sending people to El Salvador? It's only one select group that they sent to El Salvador. This is where you're
they do test runs. You're talking like it doesn't. Okay, they do test runs to see what they doing it. They do test runs to see if they can get away with it. If you don't stop interrupting, I could just tell that you're really scared to answer this question. You're really scared to go down this road. You're really scared of it.
No,
so the reason they don't do it all right away is because they need idiots like you to say it's okay because they're Venezuelans, they're obvious gang members, they're obviously terrorists. It's okay if we violate due process. Okay, again, just saying you don't know what you're talking about. You're like proving you don't know what you're talking about. You are proving you don't know anything. You're proving you don't know anything you're talking about. You're proving it. You're proving it. No, you don't. You're proving it. So when it comes to the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment says all persons. And again, you appeal to the majority. You appeal to the crowd because you know you're wrong. If you are right about this, the core principles of America are advocating for people that you may disagree with. And Tren Aragua, so we would say, or Tren de Agua, whatever the phrasing is. So what you would say essentially is that, you agree this group's bad. Yes or no? You agree this group is bad. Okay, so we need to actually verify who is a member of this group. We should not just send whoever is. We need to just not send who is accused of being a member of this group. We need to make sure we have due process to make sure we cannot just say Americans are in terrorist groups.
I mean, bro, there's really no point in just keep going on and on. I think we both... Yeah,
because you don't care about the Constitution or care about any of the rights that are afforded to people in this country at all. You don't care about our founding fathers. You don't care about our founding fathers at all. You're wrong. No, even if 99% of America agreed with you, you'd still be wrong about this, and our founding fathers would hate you.
Bro, the founding fathers literally supported slavery. Like, quit acting like they're like so miracle, like good people, bro. Like...
why do you sound like a communist right now? Why do you sound like a dumbass communist going against American values, saying like, oh, they own slaves? Yeah, of course, it was 1776 or whatever. I understand that. I agree. But why do you sound like a communist? Why do you sound like a communist college student? I'm making constitutional arguments and you're devoting to this emotional bullshit? Like, what are you? What are you? This is what you incels do when you run out of points. Yeah, because you're talking about they own slaves, so they can't have any good points. No, it's founded on due process. It's all that matters. And of course, we could go back to black people being accused of crimes. Emmett Till, for example, having no due process, no real due process, getting lynched, and that's also a form of lynching if you're just going to kill people with no due process. We should not have no due process. Due process is a great thing to make sure Americans can maintain their freedoms.
You shouldn't.
How do you know if someone's illegal and a criminal without due process?
They've already done it, bro. FBI or ICE, Homeland Security, bro. I've already it's just on and on.
Yeah, when they sent these women there accidentally, yeah.
Bro, but do you think the Tesla protesters are terrorists?
Oh, you have to switch points again because you know you're wrong. That's beautiful.
Bro, because what's the point of us just talking about the same thing when I'm not going to
change my it's a big deal. I know you're not going to change your mind. No, but I'm following the Constitution. I just want you to say you don't care about the Fifth Amendment.
No, bro. I just want you to say you don't care about America.
You don't care about the Constitution. You don't care about the Constitution. I do care about America. I want to get. Oh no, actually, see.
I don't care about.
I want our resources devoted towards. I want to worry. Okay, see. Now this is when you turn into a terrible person because you're using young girls getting assaulted for your political aims because you suck at arguing.
Bro, that's what's going on.
That is what you're doing right now. You're bringing up. No. But what my approach is: use all resources. Use all resources we can. Use all resources we can going after people who are doing violent crimes. Do not waste resources and our taxpayer dollars supporting people people who are innocent and who came in legally. Now, you could bring up Lake and Riley, you could bring up a bunch of different people, but that one person getting killed by that terrible individual is not a cause to remove our constitutional rights. We should not remove our constitutional rights because one person was killed by a murderer. We should not allow the state to just arrest people because they accuse them of something. We should not allow the federal government to arrest people just from accusing them of something. We should not allow the federal government to arrest you just because they accuse you of something and send you to a foreign camp just because they accuse you.
Do you really think that the U.S. government is going to sit there and share like confidential stuff and like classified
It's not
stuff
confidential. That's not classified or confidential. You don't know what those words mean. That's not either of those things.
Were they giving out information to the public?
It's not the same ordeal when you're taking legal citizens out of America, or you're taking legal immigrants out of America. So you're saying, okay, so you're saying, for example, so by your justification, but you're saying, for example, so you're saying if the president says you're a terrorist, they can then deport you with no due process, even if you're an American citizen.
I mean, they did it literally with the Muslims and stuff like that.
Oh, so you're okay with that. See, I'm pro-American freedom. I'm pro-freedom, so I'm pro-Constitution. You're not pro-Constitution. That's fine. I'll be principled. You'll be stupid. I'll be principled. You'll be stupid. That's okay. That's okay. You have demonstrated clearly in this conversation. You don't know what's going on. You just have all these angry things. You're emotional. You have a lot of issues, and that's okay. I think it's okay for all of us to have our own emotional days. And now you're crying. And again, you're saying more than half the country agrees what's going on.
They do.
Regardless, I care with the American principles.
And they can't find anyone to put in office.
Yeah, I actually don't know any Democrats. I never met one.
That's why you guys are losing so bad.
That's why you're losing. Yeah.
You guys literally want
so get away from the point. Get away from the point. Get away from the point. Get away from the point because you can't deal with the point.
Just saying
emotional appeals, emotional appeals, emotional appeals, emotional appeals, emotional appeals, emotion. Oh, you're gonna say your point of view is not. See, that's how you win a debate. You win a conversation by just saying your point of view is not valid. Your point of view. You sound like the worst socialist 18-year-old on college campuses ever. Why does the far right? Why does the far right become SJWs? Why do you guys become the most sissy, pathetic little losers that can't make a point for yourself? You have to use these emotional appeals. Be like, your argument is invalid. You sound like the worst snowflake of all time. Your argument is invalid. Your argument is invalid, buddy. Your argument's invalid. Your argument is invalid. Why are you so sassy, bro? You are gay. Holy crap. Your argument is invalid. Your argument is actually invalid, and everyone doesn't like you. Your argument's invalid, and everyone doesn't like you, and I'm right. Because Daddy Trump cares. Daddy Trump cares. Your argument's invalid. I won the debate. Debate over.
Hello?
Hi, this is the politics thing.
Hi, is this Jolah?
Yeah, what's up?
Am I on your...
Yeah, you're live. You're live.
Oh, okay, good. I'm just curious now. I've been listening to you. I like listening to your show. I'm definitely a Trump supporter for the most part. But I do like listening to you because you bring up a lot of valid points very often. Now, my question is, it's more of a question than like a debate. So, like, I agree that people do deserve due process. So, say I'm ICE. I round up 10 guys. I believe these 10 guys are part of a gang. What would be the proper steps for due process for that? Should we allow them to be released, or should we hold them in encampment until they're in for a trial? Like, what would be the right due process for something like that?
So for this current situation that we know about, like, we already have them in shackles and handcuffs, and they're they're no longer a threat to the American people. Okay, and we're gonna send them to forced labor camp in El Salvador, which is by definition slavery. And you could use whatever word you want to say, but if you're in a prison for life and you're doing forced labor, and if you're wrongly sent there especially, then it is a form of like slavery, or at least forced labor, which is still really bad. So the alternative would be, even if there were camps or I don't know, a prison where you'd keep people in while they go through these processes, even if those conditions weren't good, it would be much more preferable versus sending them to a foreign freaking prison, which I think is insane because, like I always say, we have at least 24 people who could have easily provided their documentation, who could have easily provided that they've gone to every court date, every ICE meeting since they came in legally through legal ports of entry. There's that one barber who's gay and escaped Venezuela. There's the professional soccer player who was brutally tortured by electric shock from the regime in Venezuela and escaped to America through a legal port of entry and is here illegally seeking legal asylum. Like, that's the point of asylum laws. Like, this is someone doing it the exact right way, and has had zero issues in America. Like, those people, you need even like you need the very base level of evidence or due process for that person to be not sent to an El Salvador prison. Even if you wanted to deport them, somewhere, sending them to forced labor camps is like the ultimate punishment that they're justifying under the Alien Enemies Act for terrorists, because they designate gang members as terrorists. So that's my big thing there is like, yeah, you isolate the threat if you think it's a threat, but there's no reason to rush them out of the country instantly. And I guarantee you, rushing it costs more money too. Having that mass operation, like the video they did, like we're spending our taxpayer dollars having a bunch of actors and drones taking this hype video for this shit. Like, it's just crazy to me.
So you think we should have like detainment centers here, and then detain them, hold them, and then give them their fair shake, whether it be a trial or hearing or whatever it is, and then decide after that whether we should deport them altogether?
Yeah, and I mean, if you're in a situation where you say they are imminent threats to the public, then yeah, even if the conditions are not good, once you're in an El Salvador labor camp and you have no record of who you sent there, that person is basically dead. They execute people all the time who don't work, and they basically work people till they're like unable to work anymore and kill them in El Salvador. It's actually an insane system, especially if Trump is like floating the idea of sending American citizens there, which is that's super scary. But yeah, if it's a threat, isolate the threat, and once they're no longer a threat, even if it's bad conditions, like I said, like we could easily find, like I think one person had a court date the next day where they were going to prove their tattoos were not gang affiliated, the tattoo artist that they got sent to the El Salvador prison. And it's like, yeah, like even the most minor due diligence would have saved that person.
But that person was still illegal here. He was
they were seeking asylum. They came through a legal port of entry and was seeking legal asylum, and they were tortured. Like one of them was tortured by electric shock. Yeah, and like when you talk about like Venezuela tortured by the regime from electric shock and making it here, that's 100% a clean asylum case. By definition, that's the exact case we should be taking for asylum.
Yeah. All right, that makes sense, but it's like I just have trouble figuring out like understanding what would be the right moves to, like you said, you detain them, but then we'd have to have detainment camps here. So now we have detainment camps holding hundreds of people. And then what do we do? Like, how do you prove that they are gang affiliated or not? And then if they're illegal, then you just hope that if you can't prove it, you just let them back in? Do you like give them citizenship? Like, what do you do? What's the next step from there?
It would be like, essentially, if you can prove they're gang affiliated, if you can identify tattoos or whatever, then you can, if they've done something illegal, talk about sending them back, or holding them in America. If you cannot prove any connection at all, then it gives space for people who are innocent. Like these individuals who are here seeking legal asylum have attorneys looking for them. They have lawyers and immigration courts looking for them. So like I said, whatever the process is, whatever the due process is going to be, there needs to be a due process and a day in court to make sure we're not sending innocent people. Because in these situations where the government does this executive power with federal agents, and if we're going to say the president can designate who's a terrorist or not, I do not want a situation where the president can say, hey, that person's a terrorist, and send federal agents at them, put them in a van, no documentation, put them off, ship them to a prison or a camp somewhere, and disappear them. Because eventually, if regimes keep on doing that over and over and over again, they get cocky, and they might get some U.S. citizens eventually wrapped up in that. And that's why the due process in the Constitution says all people. Because let's say you're a tourist in America and they accuse you of a crime. That's the difference between us and North Korea. You're a tourist in North Korea, they accuse you of a crime, like that one college kid they beat up and killed, essentially, Otto. That person's screwed. There's no due process in these third world countries. And these dictatorships. But in America, we do have due process. So if you're in America, you're a tourist, you're accused of a crime, you have your day in court. That's why it's for all persons in America. And also because if you could take a body off the street, any human body, and put them in a cage and ship them off somewhere without any due process, that can be literally anyone. And the only thing at that point protecting you is public opinion. If they're too scared to deport like someone they disagree with who's like an American citizen, because they're scared the public reaction is going to be too much.
Do you think they should be detained until their hearing?
If they're gonna say that they're terrorist organizations and they are making the claim that they're imminent threats to the public, I mean, I don't know what other recourse that would be. Because that'd be their argument is like, oh, if we let them out, they're going to be dangerous to the community. So at least to isolate that argument, because anyone in like law enforcement or military or anything, anyone anywhere knows if you have them shackled and handcuffed and detainment, they're not a threat to the public anymore. And if your number one goal truly is making America safer, you don't need to rush it, because then we're having, you know, unnecessary resources being spent to deport legal, innocent, peaceful, like, you know, people who are truly in America, came in the right way. They're here to make America better, you know.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be more expensive to detain them and have detainment camps and feed and imprison them here? Isn't that more expensive than, say, deporting?
When you say more expensive, I'd probably say it costs like a penny per American to do this entire operation. There's a lot of people in America, and I think Thomas Franklin had the what's his name? Not him. Thomas Jefferson. I just combined Thomas Jefferson. Is it Thomas Jefferson or Benjamin Franklin? I forgot who said the quote. Who said the quote? Is it Benjamin Franklin or Thomas Jefferson? I know I said Thomas Franklin, I think. Or
Are you saying it's only going to cost a penny per American to detain them?
Yeah, no, but the quote is, I'd rather...
Like per day? What do you mean when you say
okay, when it comes
American?
to the price of freedom and for the price of like violating the Constitution and due process, it's pennies on the dollar. And we're paying El Salvador millions of dollars to do this too. We're paying them millions of dollars. So yeah, in terms of like total cost, it's not that much money, considering we give trillions of dollars to tax cuts for the ultra wealthy. And I think Benjamin Franklin, I want to say he said it, but essentially, you'd rather let 100 criminals walk free than to jail or execute one innocent person. That's the premise of due process and the premise of our Constitution. So if we don't have those values upheld, and if we don't take the steps necessary to maintain due process, there is no first or second or third or whatever amendment anymore if there's no due process.
All right, that's all I really had a question about. I was just kind of curious in your perspective on that one.
I guess it's like a slippery, you could say it's a slippery slope argument, but also...
That's why, because even I kind of feel like both ways. At the same time, yeah, I do want to deport the illegals, especially the criminals. I mean, more than anything, the criminals. And I feel like there should be definitely a better pathway for people trying to get to this country to be able to get, if not citizenship, at least like the asylum ones, and then like the green card holders for them. Like, it shouldn't take months and years and stuff to go, especially if like you have all their information from their original country of origin, like, and you know about them and you have their history and you have proof of all this. I feel like there definitely should be easier channels for them to get into this country. But at the same time, I've seen a bunch of documentaries on like the MS-13, the Tren de Aragua, or however you say it, and like when you watch those documentaries, it is scary when you see like, you know, these 13, 14, 15-year-old kids that are coming from different countries, and then they're being manipulated by people here already part of those gangs in this country, and then it's like they have no way out, and then it's like, but it's like, you know, you want to stop that, you want to get them out, but like you said, you're right, people do deserve due process, whether be American, like you said, it is all people, they do deserve at least their fair shake.
Yeah, like the most disgusting mass killer in the world deserves due process, because if they don't have it, none of us have it. It's one of those things where if one person loses the right, we all lose it. And that's just the legal framework behind it. And the big thing with ICE right now, they've been deporting like green card and permanent residents and visa holders, and people doing it the right way too, because ICE has quotas. They have very high quotas, which, like, you never want law enforcement to have freaking quotas. Like, police officers having quotas for traffic stops was always bad when they did it, which, you know, they don't really allow that anymore, because they just look for people to pull over or look for people to arrest. And ICE right now has quotas, so they're going really aggressively at everyone right now to try and detain them or find a reason for detention. And that's also really scary. And like, if you're, my hypothetical, I always say too to people, is let's say you have someone who's tan, was born in America, and they're out for a jog, and they don't have any documentation on them, they don't have a phone, they just have their watch, and ICE pulls up and says, hey, we recognize you. That tattoo, you know, it's gang affiliated, you're a member of this gang. And you say, no, I'm not. But they say, well, we have identified you, we have designated you as part of a gang, get in the car. And you're now put into this van, you're taken 20 states away, no documentation, no record you were ever even taken, because, you know, the White House has made it very clear with the DHS, they don't care about making sure like your family knows where you are, or write to legal attorney if they're going to say you're a terrorist and you have to get out of the country. You could be running, get picked up in a van, and I don't know, deported with a group of, people they say are all terrorists, and we wouldn't even know it. We would not even know it unless that the family knew, or there's a legal person involved, or whatever it might be. And that's the threat of not having due process be the standard, because you really can, like, I know people think this is a very far away thing, but whether you like Trump or not, there's definitely federal agents in America who are willing to do shit like that. There's bad people everywhere, whether you think Trump would or Trump wouldn't, or whatever politician you have. In countries like, I guess, like Hungary or Russia or North Korea or China, whatever it might be, there's people who are willing to do that. And yeah, it's just we never want that to be the standard in America, because it might come for us eventually. What if we disagree with a politician and they say, hey, federal agent, go get this guy and take him out of the country, and now they ship an innocent person to El Salvador to work forced labor and die pretty much, and they're like, I don't care, he's a terrorist anyway. We had to get him out of here. Like, playing on people's fears to violate constitutional rights is super, super, like, the big deal here.
Yeah, I agree on that one for sure.
All right, I appreciate the call. I appreciate the calm conversation. I don't know if you heard the last one.
Yeah, I know. The last guy, that conversation was all over the place.
I should probably just shut people like that down, because that's not helping anyone.
Yeah, there's no healthy debate there. There's no conversation. Nobody's learning anything. It's just pure. It's pointless.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, thank you for doing what you're doing, man. I like your show.
I appreciate that, man. Have a great night.
You too.
We will change this country. Okay, I have to go through some donations, I think. I did not read the donations over here. Thank you for dropping likes and subscribing. Thank you, Sri, for the gifted membership. Thank you, Sri. Corey, thank you, dumb redneck color. Oh, yeah, red color neck. Okay. Thank you for the donation, $2 earlier. Well, $2, Teresa. Oh, I did read this when you sent it. It was from that one, the guy that was yelling. Yeah, well, thank you for $2. Thank you for the donation. Let me see. 15 Australian dollars? Is that what the A means? Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for the super chat. Someone sent me something on Cash App as well. If you have a chance, please donate to Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo if you have the funds available. I'm trying to. I have a goal. If once I hit. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much on Cash App. RJ. Said Jolah's streams brother. Okay, well, yeah, thank you for the $5, RJ, and also initials M and $10. Fight the good fight. Thank you so much for the $10 on Cash App. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for the donation. Really appreciate it. You can see it through the last conversation. My channel's probably, if you're gonna support a channel, I mean, come on, dude, come on. You gotta support this channel so I can get real big and send the good word. If I do get to $1,000 in donations, I'm at like 15 now. I'm only counting the ones through Venmo or Cash App or whatever that go there, not really on YouTube. But once I get $1,000 in donations to Cash App or Venmo or whatever, I'm gonna announce my run for Congress. And this is real, by the way. It is real. It is real. Don't be deceived. Typical liberal. Good argument. Spare change. Yeah, spare change, please. Give me your spare change. I need it. Unironically, please. Please. Okay. Please do run. Hey, once I hit the goal, I'll be running. I was talking today to someone, and I was talking on like a call, like a work call. And I said something, and someone sent me like a Zoom message during the call saying, hey, I just spoke once. And they messaged me and said, hey, I would watch it. If you had a podcast, I'd watch it. They said, if you had a podcast, I'd watch it. And it's like, hey, I just said one answer. It's like, hey, sometimes you just got it, though. Sometimes you just got it. Sometimes you just got that, you just got that it sometimes, Nice. Calling on the show. Okay. We're gonna do another. Should I do another reset for the stream? Maybe. Interactive podcast. Yeah, I guess so. Let's do this. If you want to jump ahead of the call-in line, you could also donate $10 with your first name and your phone number. That is another way to do it. I'm not sure if that was. Yeah, okay. Cool. I don't know if my PayPal still works because I shifted it to a business account. I'm not sure how that really works, but it's okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to restart my YouTube Shorts one more time. So if you guys are watching YouTube Shorts, as you know, I have 2 streams running at all times. I'm going to restart it just for the algorithm purposes, see if we get some new callers. Someone said get a job. No, I do have a job. I'm just poor. I'm just a poor. If you want to call into the show, call back in like 2 minutes. I'm resetting my YouTube Shorts for the algorithm to get new people in here, hopefully new callers. Give me 1 second, brother. I'll call you right back. But yeah, I have 2 streams on my channel. One that's like the regular screen wide and one that's long, shorts and horizontal. I'm directing you to the horizontal if you want to watch it there. But I am restarting the short stream. It'll be right back up. Thank you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for liking and subscribing, guys. Thank you. I need a comfier chair. If I get a new apartment eventually, I'm definitely getting a regular chair. Hold on. Just hold on. I'm coming home. Just hold on. We're going home. What? I still do agree it's not really worth it engaging with people like that one caller. Like the people who are obviously not here for any good reasons. Like the people that just go, this is why you lost, this is why you lost, this is why you lost. Like they really are the worst among us. And they aren't really going to be here for a real conversation, so. I know there's no point in it. It's okay for viewership, but I'm just gonna start being like really trying to mess with their brains. I gotta find where their inner trauma comes from. Who's this guy?
Call from Alex.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's
Is
up?
this still live?
Yep, you're on right now. What's up?
Hi, I'm a 13-year-old. It sounds weird, but I gotta say, I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but as a Mexican, I gotta say that some of the stuff I don't.
Okay. Thank you for saying your age. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable having a conversation on politics with a 13-year-old.
It sounds weird, but I'm well educated.
No, I'm sure you are, but just in terms of like YouTube, and I don't know if that's good to.
Oh, policies.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the YouTube policies are for that. So thank you for saying your age. I'm not really sure.
All right.
I'm not sure what to recommend. Crap. If you could just send like a message in chat or just like send me an email, I can respond to questions. I just don't want to take any risks with anything. I hope you understand.
All right, that's fine.
All right, thank you for watching though. Yeah, we're open to a bunch of different, conversations and a bunch of different ideas. So if you have any, in the chat too, the horizontal chat's slower. You can talk to people in there too. I just don't want to take any chances.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you for the call.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how I feel about that. You sound smart. Sounds like an old 13-year-old. I don't know. I don't know if I should take the call. I'm sorry. I really don't know. I really don't know. Really don't know. That's really, yeah, I don't know. Hi, this is the YouTube guy.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Who is this?
That's the YouTube streamer guy.
Oh, yeah, my bad, man. So, like, I don't really like politicians in general, but, like, at all. But I was just wondering, because you be saying, like, all these bad things about Trump and stuff, but really they all be like that. Like, they're all bad. Like, almost every one of them has done something wrong. And what I know is I'm young, but I had a lawn mowing business back in 2016, I think is when I started it. And stuff was cheap. And then when Biden became president, nobody would let me mow their lawns anymore because it costs too much for gas and you have to go up in price. You know what I mean?
So the price increases under Biden were from COVID and from other events happening around the world. So when I look at politicians, it's like comparing Biden to a firefighter who showed up to a burning building and blaming Biden for the building being on fire. Like, you have to see who caused the problem and what they did to solve it. So like every country around the world under Biden saw like really high prices. So I would just say try to judge as much as you can, because I know policies are complicated, but just based off what policies different politicians do, and a lot of politicians take credit for things they didn't do. They get blamed for things they didn't do, and they try to manipulate the story to win, to win no matter what's going on. So I would just say, like, for myself politically, there's politicians I like or don't like. There's bad things things that'll happen in the world, good things that'll happen. But like, just try to look at what they actually do, because they say a lot of things. I mean, there's laws they pass, there's different things they can do for policy, and that's all I would say.
Yeah, but like COVID struck when Trump was president. Like in the beginning. Like it struck in, I think, 2019, like midway through.
Usually the effects of things like that aren't felt for a little bit after. So like you could look at the global inflation and see that they went up at the same time the US did. We did better though. We had the #1 economy after COVID with Biden in charge. Even if it doesn't feel like that, when it comes to inflation, gas prices, we were leading the world. I'm not saying things were perfect by any means, but yeah, it's one of those things where, the whole world dealt with these issues. It was not just in the U.S., and Biden did not do anything to cause like the high prices. You could like debate if the policies are good or not, but like, every country went along the same timeline. If Trump was in office, the prices would have went up a lot too.
But the gas prices wouldn't have been that high if we would have been drilling.
We actually, if you look at the numbers, we had our record in oil production in 2023 under Biden. So oil markets are complicated. It's global stuff. So like, it's based off pretty much global oil supply everywhere in the globe, because like when we have oil in America, it's not sold here all the time. Those private companies sell it in a bunch of different markets. So like we had peak energy production in America in 2023, but there's other things that might change gas prices that are more complicated. We don't use like American oil in America. ExxonMobil, Chevron, like a bunch of different companies control that. There is no American oil, and we get most of our oil from China, or not from China, but from Canada anyway, in terms of crude oil. So like gas prices are complicated though. When it comes to like a bunch of different policies, I'd probably say gas prices are one thing that presidents don't have that much control over. It's really hard for a president to influence gas prices. A lot of it is just like random global things that are going on. So it's hard to say.
Also, can you explain to me, like, what's everybody's problem with Elon? Like, I see a lot of hate, but what's it from?
So, Elon Musk gets a lot of taxpayer dollars to make his businesses more profitable, like through government contracts. And like when we look at what he's doing right now, his companies are under investigation for corruption, for selling our data, violating our privacy, blowing up rockets in dangerous areas. So he was under investigation by a bunch of different agencies. And it's a conflict of interest if you have the world's richest person in charge of government. Do you know what happened in like 2008, like the financial crisis?
No.
So in 2008, we had a huge crash. There was a huge issue with housing in America and a housing bubble, which pretty much meant they had a lot of loans, and banks gave out really risky loans to people who couldn't pay them back. And the entire economy collapsed. And the banks not being held accountable were a big thing, because they crashed the economy. They basically gambled with our money. but they never really got penalized for it. And usually we want government separated from private companies, so like Elon Musk, really rich people, because governments are supposed to regulate those companies and make sure those companies don't get too big and become, big, powerful monopolies that ruin our society, because you never want too much power in one place. And like Elon Musk being in charge of the government means essentially it's combining government and public interests with private companies. And an example of what happened in the past, oil companies used to just dump oil in our water supplies, and they used to just like make our water undrinkable. Our air was hard to breathe, and we had to crack down on companies because they're willing to just pollute our water and steal our information and all that kind of stuff. So if Elon Musk is in charge of a bunch of private companies, and he is like, I don't know, maybe he does something bad, maybe he uses AI robots to like hunt us down or some crazy thing, or he steals our information to teach his AI things, or if he's gonna like spy on us, there's no way to hold him accountable, because then he will own like both the government side and the private side. So that's the big concern with Elon Musk, is he's a very, very rich person. He gave the most money to Trump. I think he's the biggest contributor money-wise in politics in American history this election cycle. So he basically paid his way into the White House, which I don't like. Even if you like him, I don't like it that he was able to do that. Like, if you want to be in government, like, I think you should run for it, run for something, get appointed to something. But he's a private guy who just has this position because he has a lot of money. So yeah, it's hard to say, because I mean, you mentioned before that you think like all politicians have some corruption issues, and I would say that's true for a lot of them. But there's also like some are still worse than others. There's still ways to look at the differences between them, because I could look at for myself, and I'm not going to get too deep into policy stuff. I hope you continue watching my channel, because I'll go through a lot of these things with people, and I do welcome opposing views and just different views, especially watching when I'm talking to people going through these different conversations. A lot of politicians have issues, but you have to consider politicians to be tools, and those tools should just do policies that can help you in your life.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that makes.
But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free, call in anytime. Want to see you around the channel for sure. Want to see you watching. But yeah.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, thank you. Have a good night, man.
Thank you.
2 years ago, you loved Musk and EVs. Wow, Keel. Is it 2 years ago? Is it 2 years ago, dumbass? Is it 2 years ago? Answer the question. Is it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I shit my pants. Is my pants shit right now? Is there shit in my pants right now, Keel? Yes, there's shit in my pants. But still, my point stands. All right, I'll take one more caller tonight. I'll take one more caller. Let me check through if I got any donations or anything. Nothing on Venmo. Let's see. Check Cash App. Nothing on Cash App. PayPal. I don't think anything on PayPal. Yeah, nothing on PayPal. And let's see, anything on stream. Trump supporters be like, hey, things were different 2 years ago. Things were different 2 years ago. Why are they not different? Why are they different now? It's like, yeah, dude. Time has passed. Time has passed. Things have changed. That's crazy. Crazy concept, I know. All right, I'm not getting any other callers right now, so we might be done for tonight, guys. Oh, cute little stream. Cute little short stream. Oh, God. I gotta start posting videos, because these are decent conversations. I just feel like I don't get I don't get views on my videos. I only get views on the streams, the shorts streams particularly. So I don't really know what to do about that. Let's see. Yeah, it might be it for tonight, guys. I might just take an early one, go back at it tomorrow. I got on a little bit late tonight too. What is it? Tuesday? Is it Monday still? It's only Monday, or I mean, it's Tuesday morning now, technically in the East Coast. But okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. Anything going on? Anything you guys want to chat about? In the chat, in the Discord. Oh, here's the Discord link, guys, if you want to join the Discord. I'll drop the Discord link. Ew. I gotta clean up my screen. I don't like the shorts. My shorts are kind of... All the text on the top of my shorts stream is definitely overwhelming. I gotta fix that tonight. I'm gonna go in Canva and fix that. That is really overwhelming. Why did no one tell me? Did someone tell me the shorts sucks? Someone should have told me about this. Like, look at all these words up here. It's tough to look at. I gotta change that a little bit. Yeah, that looks terrible. You like it? You like the shorts? Are there too many words up there? I feel like there's too many words. I feel like all the words are like clashing into each other. Thank you so much for all the donations. Thank you guys. Oh, you guys are too nice. RJ, thank you for the donation. Said, just hit a DoorDash. Take this, brother. I'm good. Bro, if you're DoorDashing, you don't gotta donate. I'm just saying, if you're DoorDashing, you don't gotta donate. You don't gotta send me your makes it unique. Someone said, I know words are hard for you. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Do you think I need to change the shorts structure? Thank you so much though for the $5. And also, initials SS. Thank you so much for the donation for $8 on Cash App. Thank you guys so much for all the... yeah, we can clean it up a little bit. Thank you so much for the amazing support. Okay, I want to keep on growing this channel. Thank you for all the support. It's really motivational for me. I have been hearing lately that I actually streamed at the same time of a lot of people. I saw Vaush was on. Yeah, that's not too bad. A couple other people. What was I gonna say? I've been getting a lot of compliments lately on the show and everything. I'm getting a lot of refugees from the TikTok kids, you know the TikTok kids, right? The viewers of the Harry, Sisson, Dean, Parker, whatever those guys are. I'm getting some viewers from there that want a more mature viewing experience. Yeah, I'll make Sri a mod. Sri will be a mod. Just wait. Just wait. Until the time's right. Wait until the time's right. Reverse Make-A-Wish is a great line. Dean's Discord was a cesspool. I don't know how they do it. Andrew Tate 2028, nice. I'm using a different background lighting a little bit to make my skin not appear as pale. So they stop talking about my lips as much. All the conservatives love looking at my lips. You tell it like it is? It's about... You want to make enemies out of our allies? Wait. They are not my enemies. I like them, okay? We just have different styles. I think they get too offended by certain things. But I mean, I appreciate the style. Or no, not style. Dino's just on MSNBC. Dino's on MSNBC. They just need to grow up and they'll get, like, whatever. They'll change their tactics. I like them all. I have nothing against them at all. I support them, okay? I should debate Andrew Wilson. See, the issue is with Andrew Wilson that he is not a real person. I don't know how to debate someone who's not a real person. Like, he is a caricature of, like, a dumb online community. He's just like a really stupid online community and a person. So I don't know. I don't even know what I could talk to or talk about with a person like that. You don't support gays. I love gay people and trans people. Conservatives just break grinder at GOP conventions. True. Andrew Tate 2028. Nice. Diversity of thought is awesome. Well, don't tell Trump that. Trump wants to ban you if you talk mean about Trump. Okay, so you are self-righteous and condescending. I saw you in another video. Yeah, I mean, if you think I'm condescending, then you're probably just like lost. I don't know. If you think I'm condescending, you're just a baby, honestly. Because when it comes to people in commentary and whatever, I make an active effort to match people's energy. So like when people call in and they're chill, we have a very good conversation. If it comes in and they're an asshole, yeah, I'll be condescending, sure. But it's obviously intentional. But if you're offended that much, then why would I even talk to you? You're just a baby boy. You're just a little baby boy. I can't reach you. You're going to be crying too much. You're either going to be saying something really stupid or you're going to be crying. So like both of those are going to be, you know, breaking the idea of us talking to each other. Harry got caught being a player. Well, yeah, a lot of young men do that, and a lot of young women do that. Harry, if Harry assaulted someone, that'd be really bad. I don't think those are the accusations, right? Acting like it's the end of the world, I don't think is very fair. Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not a good practice. I'd say men do it more than women do it, but women do it too, especially young people. Especially like, I don't know. Casual relationships are complicated. But you should probably just like, I don't know. It's hard. It's not a mentally healthy thing to do regardless. But I'm part of the GBT community because I don't take no L's. That's crazy. No, he didn't do anything that's like, I don't know how to say that. He didn't do something that's actively aiming to harm someone or violating consent or something that would ever be even somewhat of a criminal act. Like, when it comes to what we worry about with men engaging with women, he basically just said, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know. Like, yeah, we could just be chill and whatever. I don't know. He was not being a predator. Yeah, he was not doing that. But they're talking about him like he was doing it. They're talking about Harry Sisson like he's doing that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I could debate Trump. I would not be able to debate Trump. Trump debates like the dumbest person on the internet. They just yell over you. You're wrong. Yeah, Harry getting canceled is insane. You'd have to actually have someone like do that. I don't know. It's insane to cancel him for any of that. Please drop a like, subscribe. Thank you guys for joining me. Really appreciate the channel growth, everything. Thank you for the channel memberships. Thank you, Suri. Thank you, channel members. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, mods, everyone, whatever. I'll hop in Discord for a little bit. Join Discord. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We need someone to server boost the server in Discord if anyone wants to server boost it. Oh crap, here you go. I think we need a server booster. Do we have one already? I don't know if we do. We're losing a server boost. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have a great night as well. Kate, Connor, Athlete of the Year, Bucky, Suri, Vandred, Teresa. I saw Cam. Hi Cam. Thank you guys. Thank you. See Kit. Christine. No, it's Christine. Teen Town Studio. Kit. Thank you. Gen Z. All people are good to me. They are immature and petty at times. I mean, everyone's. Thank you for listening. I feel like my propensity to influence people and have them listen to me and change their minds is exponentially higher than any of the TikTok kids, whether it's Harry, Parker, or Dean. I think my upbringing and where I'm from is much better than being from California or New York. And, you know, what I've gone through in life is also, it makes me a lot more prepared as well to message with people. My ability to change people's minds is probably much higher than them. Do you have a channel? A channel what? Wait, I didn't see Suri's message. Where is it? Suri said something about, do I have a channel something? You have a channel artist? No, I have nothing. I don't have an artist. I don't have an artist. I don't have, yeah. Well, being polite helps. It depends who you're polite to. I think you're a mental midget. Nice. All right, good night. Thank you for all the donations, guys. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh wait, I did not update my total yet for my run for Congress total. Here you go. I gotta fix it. Properties 27. Thank you guys. I will run for Congress if I hit the goal. I'm just saying. It'll stay on there until I run for Congress because I am gonna do it. And I'm just gonna boost my media career. All right, guys. Good night.